Hey, Froggy, you see Hal Herman left his giant pile of Gasparilla beads in here.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
He was looking for those.
Yeah. Are those all filled with, like, lead paint and everything?
Oh, yeah, straight from China.
Is there any chance you can buy American-made beads? Does anyone make... I mean, because when we...
In New Orleans, there's a place that makes them.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I think so.
Hold on. So you're just making crap
I know
up?
in New Orleans, there's like a big facility where they have all parade stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Fester, why are you walking in late?
Yeah. Why?
I had a bad light cycle.
Oh, I've had those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you plan it to where you're at work 48 seconds before the show, and you get in plenty of time.
Yeah.
And I had a bad light cycle.
How about you guys stop pushing it to walking in right when the show music is playing? How about you? Why don't you get here like half an hour early, like I do?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Let's be efficient in life, okay?
Yeah,
whoa.
What if I
What are you
told
doing,
you?
Tony Danza over here?
Hey, don't take my bit.
Whoa. Doesn't Danza do the...
I do A. Hey.
No, that was Fonz did the A.
Fonz stole it from me.
Fonz did the A.
All right, so who did the whoa?
Joey did it. Joey Lawrence did it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
He did more of just a whoa.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So, listen, I leave the house, and honestly, some days the greatest excitement in my life is making it to the show on time, trying to duck the lights.
Yeah.
Am I going to make it by 5:59?
Hold on.
Am I not?
Hey, man, that's your form of entertainment?
Some days.
Sometimes
not every
it's fun.
day.
Yeah.
Not every day.
So you're really just playing on the edge, man,
Listen,
right?
Life. Listen, my life is somewhat Groundhog Day-ish these days. So once in a while, am I gonna pass this truck and make it to work on time? Ooh. So today, bad light cycle from go. Every light I could have caught, I'd have been here 6 minutes early.
You mean every light that could have caught you?
I got stopped every time.
How we put it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, anyway, back to the beads. You know what? I would like to get American beads. Is there any company that makes, or are these all made in China? And
They're all made in China.
I would feel like, since Gasparilla is so our thing in Tampa, that there would be some local bead maker, right? Someone putting together some, Bucks spirited.
Grab that pile of beads, Fester, and get all that.
There you go.
Get all that lead paint. I don't want to touch them. Get all that. I touched so many damn beads over the years. Listen, I got to be honest. I how do I say this?
God.
I was on a float for 18 years straight.
Elaine, I was on a float for 18 years straight.
Well, I missed 1 year because I could not do the parade the Saturday that the space shuttle blew up upon reentry. Remember that? Fester, what was that, 2004? When did the space shuttle?
Columbia?
Yeah,
I went that year.
Yeah, space shuttle. Well,
we were all there.
We bagged it. I said I can't go on a parade float when the space shuttle just blew up hours earlier. Yeah, it was February something of 2003. Okay, so it was Saturday, February 1st, 2003, and that was Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated over, what was it, Texas and Louisiana. Remember, they were finding parts on the ground. And then I'm supposed to go to Gasparilla just hours after a national tragedy? I mean, I couldn't do it. So that was the only Gasparilla that I ever missed during the MJ and BJ morning show, and then the MJ morning show from 1994 to 2012. I only missed one Gasparilla, so I had my fill. In fact, I'm waiting for the long-term health issues of handling all those Chinese beads, I'm sure, with all kinds of lead paint and crap.
That's right.
I'm waiting for that to catch up with me. Anyway, so I doubt anyone makes these beads in America. I just remember, because we used to get, Froggy, how many cases? We used to have like 100 cases. I mean, we had a huge bead budget.
By the end of the day, our hands were covered in like bead.
Well, it was
weird dark dust.
It was black. Yeah, you would touch these beads, so you'd be handling gold, red, green, purple. I mean,
Purple,
you name the color. How do you know? You can't see the damn kid. You're colorblind.
Well, I know the basic colors.
All right, hold on. Hand me the beads. You know what?
He wants to touch.
You know what? I don't want to touch the beads.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here's what I want you to do.
Yes.
All right. Hey, Andrea, you need to operate the camera. I don't know if anyone's running the switcher this morning. All right, here's what I want to do. Fester, go ahead and pick one strand, hold it to Froggy, and let's see if Froggy can identify the color.
Okay.
All right, show the bead. Fester's camera, you got it? All right, so here we go. Fester's showing us the color of the beads. All right.
What color?
I can see green.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
How?
Red, orange.
No.
Yellow.
No, hold on a minute. That's green. You said green.
Because my problem is red.
Dude, you're lying. You're not colorblind.
Okay,
You've been trying to get what? You're trying to get sympathy from us for years? All right, hold on a minute.
Yes, for being colorblind, I'm trying to get sympathy.
Now he's going to fake it. All right, so here's another color. What color Gasparilla beads are these?
Orange.
Those are red.
Okay, well, whatever.
But
go ahead, make fun of my disability.
I'm
That's
not.
cool.
But you're close.
What is it? The browns and reds and oranges? Is it that family
It's
of
red,
colors?
orange, yellow, black, blue. Those are the ones I can't see really
All right,
well.
hold up another one.
I get them all confused.
All right, hold up another color. What color is that? Come on, Froggy.
Oh, that one's tough. Is that purple?
It's blue.
The dark blue, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
Oh,
purple and
stop.
sunlight.
I hate this. I hate it when people do this to me. I hate it.
Well,
what color's my shirt?
Hold on.
It's not like I'm a dog and I see him black and white.
I'm trying to figure out what your color blindness is presenting as.
Yeah, when you go to when you go to the doctor and they make you look in the little
that's how they figured
thing,
it out.
and you look at colors of reds and yellows together, and you have to say the number because they're all blended.
It's like the whole circle of like Fruity Pebbles looking stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a pile of Fruity Pebbles, and you got to pick out the number of whatever number's displayed in the middle of the round circle of Fruity Pebbles.
Exactly. So you have a problem with that. You have problems with reds and yellows, and then also blues and greens.
And what are you putting? What you just put in your eyes?
Well, you guys are talking eyes.
As we're talking,
let me put
right?
my eye drops in.
Oh, are those the ones that make your eyes like as white out?
Yes, they are.
Nice.
As a matter
Hold
of
on.
fact,
So
because I want Froggy to be able to distinguish between the white and the colored part of my eye.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, the white part of her eye and the jaundiced part of her eye.
Why do you put the eye whitener in your eyes every day? Are you so concerned with your eyes on MJTV?
Why do you brush your hair?
I don't think he does.
I mean, why are we picking on each other's grooming habits? It's part of my grooming
My hair is
routine.
curly. I do not brush my hair.
Okay, maybe you should.
I pick my hair out. No, you can't brush my hair. My hair's all curly. I gotta just like pick my hair out.
You style. So why do you pick your hair? You style it. You don't just roll out of bed and come into
This is
work.
going to be a question with a question.
I don't style my hair.
This is going to be a question. I feel it.
Why do you guys brush your teeth? I don't brush my teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
All right.
This is
as I read, what time is it? 6:08. All right. I will get into this later on. But as I'm reading the prognosticators and the sports experts, and certainly I'm not one, there are plenty leaning towards the Bucks potentially beating the Detroit Lions. Which, look at Fester's face.
Here's the thing about sports guys.
All right, why don't you hold on to that thought?
Sports guys piss me off.
Why don't you hold on to that thought? We're
Hate
just
me
getting
some
rolling. We'll deal with this next. MJ Morning Show on Q105. Traffic's on. Oh, Pat is back. Hey, Pat.
Still got a great ride.
So, Froggy, you had brought this up, but I meant to expand, but we got distracted. MJ Morning Show Q105. Hey, folks, thanks for joining us this morning. So, a few minutes ago at the opening of the show, we were talking about Gasparilla beads. Hal Herman, Froggy, left a giant pile of Gasparilla beads in the studio, and we were just talking about the beads. And, Froggy, you brought up the point that when we had our float in the Gasparilla parade for almost 2 decades, we handled, just hundreds of thousands of beads over the years. And you made a point, Froggy, that we would be handling these beads and tossing out beads by the tens of thousands during any given parade year. And after the parade, you'd notice this fairly quickly, but after the parade was done, we'd look at our hands, and our hands were what color?
Well, very black, dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Like dirt.
All right,
weird.
So,
I loved it.
Our hands were black. So you're tossing out green, purple, red, blue. You're tossing out all these colored beads. So why are your hands black?
It's a combination of every color, and then it's like a sparkly black.
I think it's freaking lead, man. I think.
Oh my gosh! One day a year.
These are like
big deal. You're fine.
These are like Chinese, cheap plastic beads. Probably it's all lead based.
I used to put them in my mouth.
Just make sure just in your mouth.
Yeah, but our hands were black at the end of the parade from handling all of these beads that were vibrant colors, but our hands were black. So what is seriously, what does that say? I probably have a ridiculous lead content in my body.
You probably
Ridiculous.
do.
I probably had more lead handling these beads than the kids that were eating paint chips out of New York City tenements back in the 50s and 60s,
Did you know that
Starving.
paint was sweet?
Really?
You dip a paint chip in some ranch and it's fine.
No,
For real? It was Fester's
I learned this week that the lead paint was sweet when it flaked off.
And we're talking about
Yes.
it now, and you just learned that this week?
I learned
disgusting,
I learned it
dude.
this week.
I
Who
remember.
taught- yeah.
I remember when I was a little kid that there was some U.S. government public service announcement TV commercial. Fester, go to YouTube. Just bringing back my childhood memories. I remember there was just like a TV commercial that used to run when I was a kid. So I probably remember this from 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And it was a commercial, and it was like from the Ad Council or the U.S. government, Department of Health, whatever it was. And it was about lead paint. And I just remember they showed flaking paint in old tenement apartment buildings, in what would be a major city. See if you can find lead paint PSA commercial, old, vintage. I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, Fester's putting in some search term. Hold on, hang on. Here we go. Right there. That's the Ad Council, but that says 2010. Lead poisoning prevention, violent behavior. Well, if you have lead poisoning, you have violent behavior.
Yeah, it's like getting rabies.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, Fester's scrolling on YouTube right now. Maybe our search terms are not refined enough. Lead paint. Not commercial. 1970s. No, go back. Get rid of that. No. All right. There's the Indian where they throw the trash at the guy's feet. Anyway, you know that Indian guy that was crying on the side of the road?
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, he wasn't even Indian.
He was Italian.
He was Italian. He was a Goomba.
Hey, watch it, bud.
No, Goomba's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just can't say.
Can't say Dagos.
Wop.
Can't say Wops.
Yeah, by the way, Froggy and Fester are both Italian.
You know what?
They can say that.
You ever hear the Italian motorcycle joke?
What is it?
They go forward and they go backwards, and when they get a flat tire, they go wop, 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 wop.
Did your Gumar tell you that?
That's awful.
My gomata.
Yeah, man, I don't see. Hang on a minute. Here's a whole reel of 1970s PSAs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is venereal diseases.
In the short time it takes this match to go out, 6 more Americans will be afflicted with venereal disease.
I just got one.
Damn it, I got one too.
The
Don't
flame of
get
love
burned.
can be
Get the
dangerous.
facts. Send a stamp return envelope to VD, Box 100, Palo Alto, California, 94302.
Get the facts. Say VD Box 100, Palo Alto, California. My God. I don't see the lead paint commercial, but I remember that like it was yesterday. I think it even had kids like eating lead paint off, flaking off like the hallway walls in a pre-war tenement building. So all right, so we're Fester, you were going to talk about the sports writers, and let me tell you what I brought up in the opening segment. I didn't even talk about the Philadelphia Eagles shirt, which I'll mention that here as well. I had a listener. And I've got the email. A listener sent me an email with a photo of a Philadelphia Eagles shirt that her daughter ordered off of Teamu or Teamu, however you pronounce that the Chinese spying cheap ass goods website and app.
Do you trust anything at this point?
Hang on. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But this is hysterical. All right, Fester, what were we going to say about? Because I brought up that some of the writers and some of the sports, prognosticators out there, some are leaning toward Tampa Bay to win in Detroit this weekend. And listen, I'm not a sports expert, but I think that's going to be a hard slog. But what do you think about those that are saying that the Buccaneers are their pick for this weekend over Detroit?
I think everybody who picks sports games on TV are idiots. A lot of the guys know the game. A lot of them have played the game, but they have no real knowledge of who's going to win. They were picking the Eagles up until they weren't picking the Eagles. Then they picked the Bucks. Before the season, they thought the Bucks were going to win 2 games.
Yeah, well, one prognostication was the Bucks were going to win only 1 game last season, regular season, and another, like Sports Illustrated, I think, said the Bucks were going to win 2 games.
We've revised our prediction.
Yeah.
It's 2 games. Okay, they don't know, and there's no recourse. It's like they're weathermen without the education.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's
no recourse.
no recourse for getting it wrong. I think the Bucks are going to win. They don't know.
And then you hear the prognosticators, if they do get a game right, the next week they'll be like, I was 5-0 on my picks. But if they miss all of them, you never talk about it again.
You don't see Dennis Phillips, I told y'all it was going to rain yesterday.
Yeah.
I told y'all.
Yeah.
Who told y'all? Right here.
Yeah.
Right here. He doesn't do that.
I had $2,000 on it. I had $2,000 on it. It was going to rain yesterday.
Dude, you want to start a gambling racket? Let's have like rain and zip codes. That's some long odds.
So, do you think the Bucks are going to beat the Detroit Lions this weekend in Detroit?
It's going to be loud.
Listen, I'm rooting for the Bucks.
Yeah, we all are.
They're going to have their hands full. So good luck.
Yeah, go Bucks.
Yeah, go Bucks. Football.
Well,
Football.
Obviously, we'll see what happens here, and we're all pulling for the Buccaneers. But I'm concerned about this weekend. Also, speaking of the Bucks, we'll get to the audio later on, and man, it is unfortunate, and I wish it happened to a male sports reporter and not a female sports reporter. Have they identified who the reporter was? Or is?
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that anywhere.
Can you try? Hey,
I've been trying. I have been trying. That's the first thing I did, but I'll continue.
Let's get some different eyes on this. There's a very unfortunate clip, which we'll get to in a second. First, though, for the early crowd, you got to see this T-shirt. So the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously, were here. Bucks beat the Eagles. Phenomenal win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to advance, winning that wild card game last weekend at Ray J. A listener, let me get the listener's name. I love this. This is spectacular. So the listener's name is, where is this? I thought I had it here.
So I didn't know Teamu sold.
Michelle.
I didn't know Teamu sold NFL stuff.
Yeah, I should remember that.
Yeah.
So, listener's name is Michelle, and Michelle sent me an image and said her daughter-in-law ordered a shirt from Teamu, and below is what she received. So her daughter, apparently a Philadelphia Eagles fan, ordered an Eagles T-shirt from the Chinese app where people are warned, get the app off your phone. They're spying on you. They have access to when you put the Teamu or Teamu app on your phone, they have access to everything on your phone. They are spying on your ass, all right? So she orders this Philadelphia Eagles T-shirt from the Teamu website, and I posted this on my Instagram. Folks, I got permission. You've got to see the shirt that she got from Teamu.
Before you say anything,
yes.
I would actually prefer to have this shirt.
I know, it's pretty cool.
All right, so
this is a conversation
If
piece.
you're on Instagram, go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Andrew, go ahead and grab this as well. Grab my Instagram and put the link on our website as well. So if you're not on IG, we'll have it up in a few minutes on mjmorningshow.com in as heard on the MJ Morning Show. So the link will be there as well. And Philadelphia on this T-shirt is spelled PHILAOELPJIA. So let's try to pronounce this. Philadelphia. Hold on. Hey, Wang, you got the spelling wrong, all right? So this was clearly made in China, right? Look at the spelling of Philadelphia.
I'm so surprised they got the PH right. I'm surprised they didn't spell it FIL.
Weren't the Eagles around before 1980?
So that's the other side.
Or 93?
Yeah. Right.
They butcher the name. They butcher Philadelphia.
Now, is that supposed to be like EST?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
supposed to be? So
Established.
I think it's supposed to be. So there's an E. So it says Philadelphia Eagles, and Philadelphia is butchered, spelled PHILAOELPJIA. Then the Eagles, and then it has an eagle, and then it has EHT, which I think is supposed to be EST,
Right.
for established. And then they have the year 1993. Now, what year were the Eagles established? What, back in probably the 40s?
They were
30s?
Yeah,
right?
leather helmet days.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, they were one of the earlier teams, Leatherhead days.
All right, Andrew just looked it up. The Philadelphia Eagles, 1933. I said 30s or 40s. So the Eagles are 1933.
They're only off by 60 years.
And they haven't, and it's not, they don't even have established. It's EHT. Why don't they just put EBT for the food card?
Ooh, a lot of people in Philadelphia take advantage of that.
Exactly, lots of EBT cards. All right, so EHT instead of EST, and then they missed it by 60 years. It's 1993 instead of 1933. I mean, what a butchered freaking T-shirt.
The actual logo they're using is
man.
just some piece of clip art. It looks like almost of a hawk
It's-
more than an eagle.
It's not even an eagle, I don't think. All right, you got to see this. Go look at it. Yeah, give it a like and, give me a follow. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio if you want to laugh. This is the kind of crap that you get when you order from that Teamu or Teamu, however you pronounce it. 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news next. If you're looking... right, here we go. 6:42 at the MJ Morning Show. Time for the early morons in the news. Always a good pile because, you know, my motto, there's no shortage of morons out there. Now, this guy up in New York State got so ticked off with, I guess, squirrels. He set up traps. So he trapped the squirrels in his yard and then would spray paint them red.
That's not cool.
What the hell's this guy doing? Putnam County, up the Hudson, north of New York City. Homeowner was so ticked off that squirrels were getting in his yard, he spray painted them with a toxic red paint, according to authorities. Mark Kuhn, 62, was hit with 3 counts of poisoning an animal, a misdemeanor, for trapping the squirrels and then dousing them in red paint before letting them loose. So
why would he do that?
I'm gonna make you like like a scarlet letter squirrel. The hell? Yeah, so he's been hit with a misdemeanor. He said he didn't want the squirrels in his backyard. So how the hell does trapping them, spray painting them red, and then letting them go, how does that keep the squirrels out? Oh, I'm not going to go in that guy's yard. He spray painted me red last time. What?
Once they know, they know.
Yeah, he said he didn't want the squirrels in his backyard. According to the SPCA chief, Ken Ross, he said, it makes my dogs bark, and he felt by spray painting them, they wouldn't come back.
That might be a good idea. They're going to be banished from their family.
This reminds me of something, when you see like a poodle walking down the street and its owner has painted it like pink or dyed its hair pink or blue.
Yeah.
And
don't some
that's
people, like
weird.
Easter time, don't some people dip or dye their little toy dogs like little like Bichon Frise, whatever, those little poofy little white furry. What are some of those dogs in that class?
Chihuahua, maybe.
No.
Okay, Bichon Frise.
Yeah.
Pomeranian.
Pomeranian. Chihuahua. What is the what's the one I'm thinking of?
Oh, Shih Tzu.
No, not the Shih Tzu.
We know.
Those little toy kind of. So there are people like dye those dogs like with the Easter egg pastel colors.
Right. And so the question is, do the dogs like it? Is it mean to them?
They don't like it. You think a dog likes to? If you have a white furry dog, you think they like to be dipped in purple dye?
Okay, so I think that we're illustrating this point about the squirrel, that maybe the squirrel is irritated that he's painted red now and isn't going to do it again.
What this guy do to us, man?
The squirrel has no idea what yard I think he got painted red in, and he's not going to come back. He's not going to say, oh, I'm not going back in that yard. That's what this maniac thought. He thought that if he trapped the squirrels, spray painted them red, that they would say, I'm not going back in that yard.
I think you're discounting the intelligence of a squirrel. They know where to go to get food. They know where to go if there's danger.
Oh, so they're going to remember that guy spray painted them red?
I mean, did he blind them with the spray paint?
No,
jeez.
Just spray painted their whole body red.
What a jerk.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
They need to unite and dip him in some red paint.
There you go.
Let's go, guys.
I mentioned this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to do it because we just have a limited amount of time. 4 hours is just not enough.
What's the matter, Fester?
To do it. Yeah, you disappeared.
Why are you mad?
What's going on?
I just saw him slam his fist down.
Well, we ran out of time in the squirrel segment.
Oh.
Okay, when you said squirrel, the first thing I thought of was, I'm Brian Fellow.
Brian Fellow, Safari Planet.
Right. From SNL. So I ran in there.
Squirrel.
And I said, Andrew, quick, look up Brian Fellow's.
You got 19 other YouTubes running, so you got to shut down the other YouTubes.
Okay, hold on, I got to shut this.
Yeah, thank you.
This.
I thought of your old crank call when you got attacked by a squirrel.
All right, but how do you know we need the squirrel one?
So we have an ISO of a squirrel. So I asked Andrew, do we have just the squirrel sound effect? And he found this.
Okay, go ahead. Roll it.
This is going great.
Hold on, man. Do you have it? All right, go ahead. I didn't have his pot up. Go ahead. Run it again.
That squirrel looks dirty.
That squirrel does look dirty. He's covered in red paint.
Hit it one more time.
That squirrel looks dirty.
All right, so
well worth it, Fester. Well worth it.
We ran out of time.
That's why you disappeared, because Fester. I look up and Fester's gone.
He turns into a producer for once in his life.
On squirrel shows, yes.
Brian Fellows, Safari Planet.
Endangered species friend. We ain't kidding, Mac. Brian Fellows, Safari Planet.
Such a great bit.
Safari Planet.
And he would say, and today's guest is a squirrel, right?
In any of the environmental.
Anyway, so can I move along now? I didn't get to this yesterday, but I think I quickly mentioned a mother bought candy for her 6-year-old son and then realized it was Delta 9.
What is Delta 9? You said it yesterday. It's a new drug or something?
No, it's been around for a while. So Delta 9 is, I guess,
like CBD type.
I guess it's described as like a legal form of THC, or it's like, isn't it synthetic Delta 9?
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
I don't really know either.
Yeah, this is out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Catherine Butterate said she took her son to a hospital after he ingested edibles. I was terrified, she said. I thought I killed my child. There's a quote.
It's awful.
They went to lunch last Friday at the Common Market, and she bought a bag of what caught her 6-year-old child's eyes. Oh, Mommy, I want that. And somehow got attracted to this bag of, well, thought it was candy. And he was pointing to something on the counter, but I was saying, what is that? And they look like freeze-dried Skittles. That's what she said. They look like some type of freeze-dried Skittle. He handed the bag to me. I handed it to the cashier. She bought her son the bag of colorful-looking
She's an idiot.
candy. Kid just starts plowing down on the candy. He starts feeling strange, acting strange. He grabs his head and says, Mom, my mind is wobbly.
Yeah.
How many did he have?
Well, that's just it. I mean,
You have a whole bag of those
so,
things?
Froggy, if you have an edible, you know what the dosage is. You can have one or, two.
Yeah.
But if you eat half a bag,
And those things are probably strong as hell. The fake stuff is stronger. than
He
the real
said,
stuff.
my mind is wobbly. And her fiance then took a closer look at the label on the bag. And the fiance said, Hun, it's Delta 9. She said, I don't know what that means. And he said, it's kind of like pot.
Oh, my
Why
God.
don't you look at the bag before you buy it?
Jeez.
I mean, where was it that it was available to?
It was on the counter at wherever they were at some place called the Common Market.
Or some gas station or something?
No, in Charlotte. I don't know what the Common Market, but that's where they bought it.
So
It was on the counter, and it looked like freeze-dried Skittles, and the kid, I guess, liked the colors and said, Mommy, I want that.
Mommy, I want to get tore up from the floor.
Well, guess what? The kid did get tore up from
edibles
the floor.
and food products infused with Delta 9 THC is a psychoactive substance that can have both desired and adverse effects.
Right. So is Delta 9 natural, or is Delta 9 a synthetic?
Sounds synthetic.
Just the name kind of does, but I don't know. But, folks, the moral of the story here, and this is why it's a morons in the news story, make sure you know exactly what you're giving your 6-year-old kid to freaking eat. How about that?
Yeah, my kids asked for like real Skittle. I'm going to stick to the major brands of candies.
Yeah.
I didn't know the airline was putting out their own candy now.
Jolly Rancher, a Skittle, a Mamba maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we call it Morons in the News. 7 o'clock hour is on the way in just a bit. And Roxanne, I've got a question for you. You sent me something, so hopefully I'm not prying too much into your personal life.
Okay.
But we will find out if that's the case
okay.
next. Here on the, what'd you say?
She said, okay, so I said,
Okay.
like Mr. Mac, okay.
All right, okay. All right, so the MJ Morning Show continues in minutes, okay? Okay. Hey, I'm driving. 7 o'clock on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome, folks. All right, now, Roxanne, I don't want you to think this is creepy, and, well, you sent me this, so I think it's only fair that I get to ask you the question. Appreciate you listening, folks. The 7 o'clock hour is now here, and, of course, in about 23 minutes, we start an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ. Hour and 20 minutes. Who does this? No commercials, no music. An hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ starts in about 23 minutes from right now. But first, though, Roxanne, do you know what item? First of all, what were you guys just doing? You just took like a whole bunch of pictures here in the studio, and you had was it a hoodie wrapped around your head or?
Yeah, Froggy and I are wearing the same outfit today. And so we're trying to do a who wore it better on Facebook. So I just had some photos taken of me. And then when Froggy comes back into the studio, we'll take pictures of him.
Where is Froggy? Where is Fester? Where are they? Hello, anybody?
Did we not play a song here?
No.
Oh, that's why.
Well, well, I don't know why everyone disappears.
I was here.
Everyone scatters like cockroaches whenever we hit a break. I don't get it. I just ask for 4 hours. All I ask is 4 hours.
Get with it.
4 hours is a lot. I was thinking about that the other day.
Get with it.
I was like, I can't believe I spend 4 hours a day with these people.
Oh,
and
geez.
you know what? It's kind of intimate too. Like, think about how, as you go along the rest of your day, when do you spend 4 hours with people where you're like engaged in what they're saying and you're making eye contact and stuff? Never.
What is Fester
This
doing?
Is a lot.
This is so MJ. How irresponsible is this?
I just ask for 4 hours of your undivided attention.
That's a lot to ask for.
I don't move from this studio. In 4 hours, I do not move because I can't afford to leave the studio during a break because I'm planning. All right, will you stop it over there, Froggy? You're the biggest offender of leaving the studio.
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm just getting my steps
You're
in.
all Delta 9ing it in the parking lot. that's
No, seriously, is Fester okay? Did he drop dead somewhere?
I don't know. So, Roxanne, you're taking... Oh, because you guys are wearing virtually the same thing. Okay, I see it now.
I've been wearing this for a week.
Roxanne...
And Froggy didn't know it was the same color because he's colorblind.
You sent me an item last night. And did you think for a moment that I probably wouldn't ask you how this particular story that you sent me the link to would personally affect you?
I know which one it is. I'm looking at what I sent you right now.
Okay, so tell me,
okay.
Which link did you email me last night of an interesting story that you think that I might be asking you some personal questions?
You big pervert. You want to know if I sleep nude or not.
MJ.
I'm a pervert all of a sudden.
Can we get HR on the line?
Really? Well, I mean, I don't think that this is an HR violation. Roxanne, you are 100% correct. That is 100% accurate. Roxanne sent me a story, and the headline is Nude or in Pajamas. Survey reveals what your sleeping habits say about you. And of course, this is one of these surveys it's contracted or it's commissioned by some company. And generally, whatever the question is, there's some kind of a relation to the survey in order to try to get a bunch of press and have the story picked up by put on the PR Newswire and then have a news reporter story written about it. And well, here we go.
Here it is.
So who the hell spots? 2,000 Americans were surveyed. And of course, there's some kind of company here that's trying to get free press. Who the hell is it? Here we go. Commissioned by the Avocado Green Mattress Company. I am unfamiliar. Hey, Fester, we've been on for 4 minutes now. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, dude. I think take this job a little seriously.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey, do me a favor. Go to Avocado Green Mattress. That's the company that I've never heard of that. I heard of the Purple Mattress, the Casper Mattress, the Suave. There's everyone and their uncles. Came up with the whole mattress thing.
Is there like a cloud one or something?
Listen, there are 3 million mattress companies now.
I want the one that blows hot air up your crotch. Have you seen that one? It was on Shark Tank.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it blows hot air or cool air under your sheet, and it cools you.
Oh, is that like a
It's like a heating bed.
No, it's like in cars. Cars now, you have an option on many models. The heated seat or you've got the cooled seats too. So the heated seat, there's like a heating element, but then
why would you need a cooling seat? What do you live on the sun?
Dude, we live in Florida, dude. What's the matter with you?
My car's never hot.
Get out of here. We live in Florida. You get into a car in the middle of July or August, man. It's 102 degrees outside, and you walk in that thing, it's like you're in a sauna, and you're on a long drive. You get a nice cooled seat. It blows. The seats have little pinholes,
and it blows you.
It's
awesome.
It's the best feature ever.
Got blown by my car.
I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, so you got the cool air that comes out, and there are many cars that have that feature. All right, so you're saying there's beds that
blow air on you.
Blow air. That's. I don't want that.
So I'm on this avocado green mattress. They say it's an organic mattress.
Can you eat it?
Yeah. Can you spread it on toast? It's
Yeah, you can.
I want to spread my avocado mattress on my toast so I can have some avocado mattress toast. All right, so here's the deal. Enough free publicity for this. And that's what they bank on, that they do these surveys that kind of catch your attention, and then, they get mentioned. So that's the whole racket behind, a lot of these survey stories. But my question is, and I'm not a pervert, Roxanne, you sent me the story, nude or in pajamas. And I think we ought to go around the room. I'm not just going to focus on Roxanne, but I'm going to start with you because you sent me the item.
Yes. Okay.
All right. A new survey, 2,000 Americans. They were asked, how do you sleep? Do you prefer sleeping naked or do you prefer sleeping in pajamas? And then they looked at the differences in personalities, blah, blah, blah. So do we even care about the stats from the survey? I don't. I'm just curious with the sleeping habits of the crew here.
Yeah, I mean, just know that if you're sleeping nude and if you have nightmares, put on more clothes while you sleep.
What?
Yeah, that was in there too, wasn't it?
Hold on. What? Nightmares?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was one of the stats in there.
What does each kind of sleeping arrangement or attire mean?
When you sleep nude, you're more prone to nightmares.
Well, hold on a minute. It's let me start at the beginning. Respondents who sleep in the nude were happier with their current sex life, 62% versus 48% that don't sleep in the nude. And for those with a partner, they said it positively impacted their intimacy, 72%. Nude sleepers were most likely to have cancer.
Oh, yikes.
No, let me finish the sentence.
Jeez.
No, nude sleepers were most likely to have cancer as their zodiac sign.
Oh, okay. Gosh.
Letting me finish the sentence has a big impact. All right.
The whole sentence matters.
And those that wear pajamas are most likely to be Capricorns.
Guess what? I'm married to a Capricorn, and he is a never nude.
Right,
he wears pajamas. I mean, like shirt and...
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I sleep with underwear only. So I don't want pajama legs. I don't want a pajama top. And listen, we don't have the heat on in the house. And last night, what were we down to? I think I saw the outside temp on my thermostat was like 55 or 54 degrees. And my house right now is like 69 or 70 degrees. It's nice. And nothing like a crisp, cool with a down comforter. And I'll tell you right now, I do not sleep totally in the nude. I don't sleep with pajamas. All I sleep is, with my underwear, like boxer briefs. Right. That's all. And I like that cool. The worst thing in the world is to be hot. I would rather be cold or have the room cold and have a nice warm comforter than wear pajamas. So with that said, let's go around the room. Roxanne, you just told us that Dig Dug,
yes,
that he's got to wear. Does he wear one of those little caps on?
Little stocking caps?
Yeah. Does he wear a stocking cap to sleep as well?
To keep the bald head warm. No, he just wears a shirt and boxers. But I'm more of a, in the wild, like a natural person, I would be a nudist. However, I have children who will 50% of the time end up, one of them, I'll wake up and one of my kids will be wrapped around me.
Listen,
so
you got to start locking you lock your bedroom door, man.
I think that's awful.
That's what you do.
What if you're a little kid and you're scared of something in the middle of the night and you go and you...
Well, that's their problem. All right, let me tell you what you ought to do.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to lock the door, you get the chain. You know the door chain?
Yeah.
Where you open the door just a little bit? You need to get go to Home Depot or Lowe's, go get the door chain, or go to a nice independent hardware store like Beta Bay Hardware in South Tampa, and get that little door chain. So the kids can open the door, but
they can only
like 3 inches. Okay. They can only peek in. So keep the kids out of your bed. Get the door chain, all right?
You know what? I have to tell you this.
Or you electrify the doorknob. So when they touch the doorknob and, it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to tell you the cutest thing after you've set up all these terrible booby traps for my children. So I
haven't even brought up the quicksand yet.
Daviana she's been in her bed, but in the middle of the night she'll come
Which
to
one
her
is
room.
that? The old one or the young one?
That's
the 4-year-old, right.
So she'll come to the room and the door, I'm a big leave the door open person. leave the bedroom door open. I want to just hear the house while I sleep. And Doug is a big shut the bedroom door person. So the bedroom door is shut. Daviana comes to the door and she knocks on it in the middle of the night and she goes like this. Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh, God.
Shut up, kid.
You got to. I want Roxanne to shut up. All right. But anyway, so now if your kids didn't climb in your bed, you're saying that you would be in the nude.
I'd be nude, except for that my kids climb in the bed. So
Gotcha,
usually I have either a t-shirt and whatever on.
right.
Yeah.
All right, Fester, would you like to enlighten us on your sleeping status?
I would not. I would like to not.
Do you wrap yourself in one of those blue roof tarps?
Yeah, exactly what I have that as the fitted sheet.
Yeah,
He's totally naked except for the CPAP machine.
I only wear my breathing apparatus at night, and that's it. Occasionally I wear socks to bed.
Do you have a fighter jet breathing apparatus? That
He used to.
That's awesome.
All right, Fester,
I am a completely nude sleeper.
no underwear?
Yep. Guts to nuts. I mean, everything. It's out.
God.
It's out. I mean, I'm a completely nude sleeper.
Froggy, you're the last one here. Yes?
Only in hotel rooms because I don't like to leave streaks.
You know what? That is.
And you know what? If there's ever a fire in the hotel, you'll have to run out of the hotel room totally naked. Everyone will see you.
That's
fine.
disgusting.
Facts of
Anyway.
life right there.
See, Roxanne, what happens when you send me a story like that?
Man, now you know too much.
You see what happens. Hey, I want to welcome a brand new sponsor to the MJ Morning Show. I'm very excited to welcome the morning. Q105. Hey, folks, MJ here with Esther and Roxanne and Froggy. And Froggy, you just brought up War of the Noses.
Yeah, where's the logo? What are we doing here, people? I don't want this to fall in the black hole.
Hang on, it's your idea. You need to.
No, I'm the idea man.
What do you think? You're just going to say, hey, you want to do War of the Noses, a play on the whole fake War of the Roses. So War of the Noses would be 100% real.
Well, it's just going to be a big nose contest.
So you floated the idea, last week? And
it just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Right. So you think that through osmosis, it's just gonna develop, and suddenly the logo for War of the Noses is just going to appear in the contest?
I told Fess to reach out to Jackie.
What? Because she has a big nose?
No, for a logo.
Oh, yeah, Wacky Jackie, who moved to Ohio, who does still a lot of our graphics
that we missed desperately.
All right, so roll out War of the Noses again.
Okay,
based on nobody does War of the Roses anymore, right? That's like old '90s crap, and it's all fake. And the whole War.
I think that was a '90s thing.
Yeah, '90s, maybe early 2000s. I don't think anyone does War of the Roses anymore. Well, because most people know that all the phone calls are fake. The FCC some years ago cracked down. And listen, I'm shocked that with my old crotchety old man calls, I am shocked that we were never fined by the FCC.
It wasn't so hard back then, though.
We were fined by the FCC for, what was it, Nicole? What was it? Was it Nicolette Sheridan? What's her name?
Nicolette Sheridan?
Yeah.
From Desperate House?
We put her on the air
Yeah,
or something?
we got her number. We called her up. And we did not get we didn't get permission to put her on the air first. We just kind of cold called her, and somebody complained, and we got hit with like a $10,000 fine.
I always thought Seinfeld was going to come down on you hard at some point.
Yeah, remember we used to call up Seinfeld, live on the air, and we'd call him at his Malibu place, and we'd call him at like 7 o'clock in the morning, live on the air, and it's at 4 o'clock LA time, and he finally, figured out who we were, got a hold of our management.
Those were the days.
See, but the FCC really subsequently cracked down. So, doing the crotchety old man calls today, it'd be a lot. I'd be kind of playing with fire. So, if anyone is still doing old school, old fashioned, BS like War of the Roses. If anyone is still doing, anyone in the country, I don't think anyone is doing that locally anymore. But if any,
I'm sure somebody in the country is doing
that's what I'm saying. If any,
some awful market like Sioux Falls or something.
Hey, that's a good market.
Any 2-bit morning shows, across the country and small little markets, if they're still doing War of the Roses, or those type of, radio bits, the phone calls are all fake, and they use actors.
I'm going to sign up to be an actor, I think.
Right?
Well, there were even companies that provided the actors to do the fake calls.
How do you get that job? That's what I want to do.
And if you listen to some of those old tapes, you can even tell that the responses aren't that. Oh, what? Huh? Oh, you got to be kidding me! Really? Huh? Ooh, I mean, it just doesn't sound natural. So
they're not exactly A-list actors.
Who was the last to do like War of the Roses in town? Was it like the Jade and Miguel show or whatever? I
don't know.
I couldn't even tell you. All right,
John Christie might have pumped out a few.
Yeah, maybe.
I could probably name 2 other morning shows in town. Mike Calta and Jack Harris.
There you go. Well, Jack is...
Those are the only other 2 morning shows I know in town.
Well, Jack's off now.
Jack's off the air.
It's the MJ morning show. Mike Calta has his show.
Yeah, Calta on, Jack off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jack Harris. Those are the only 2 radio guys I know outside of our building.
All right, can we talk about War of the Noses?
Well, I'm just trying to establish that War of the Noses would be real, unlike the totally fake War of the Roses. And War of the Noses, Froggy, go ahead and just lay it out, because I got to get into
I just think it would be a fun little contest for people that are, in our listening area. If they have a big honker like me and they've been living with a big nose, they know how it is. If you could actually see your nose in front of your face.
So you want people to submit photos.
And I want to find the biggest nose.
So War of the Noses.
Yes, Froggy's War of the Noses.
Finding the biggest nose in Tampa Bay.
Yes. Who has the biggest honker in the Bay? Now, I don't know about a prize. I don't know.
Yeah,
About
a nose job, right? Rhinoplasty.
Why would they probably wouldn't want to get it fixed.
War of the Noses.
I don't know if rhinoplasty is the right prize right now.
I was at a Publix the other day, and my cashier had the biggest nose.
Are you serious?
I've ever seen.
Male or female?
Female.
Really?
Did you tell her about the contest?
That's basically how I had the idea. I was thinking about her nose. It was just giant. It was like almost like Roxanne the movie.
Oh, that's right.
I thought you were going to say me.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
It's 7:31 at the MJ Morning Show. So, Froggy, put it together.
That's right. I want a logo tomorrow.
I'm open to War of the... Hey, get a hold of Wacky Jackie. Have her put together a giant schnoz, Froggy's War of the Noses, MJ
Yes.
Morning Show logo.
Yes.
And let's let it roll. But you got to find a prize, man.
So
Okay, I'll work on the prize.
I spoke with Jackie earlier this week, and I asked you to do something custom for us, and I completely forgot about it because I get so many texts that if I'm not actively texting with you, it's possible you end up 50 names down.
Oh, yeah.
And because the Buccaneers are, in the playoffs and made it to the divisional round, I was just thinking, wouldn't it be great to have the Buccaneers flag, except you replace that scary skull
With MJ's
head
face.
with MJ's face, even a scarier logo with an eye patch, and she did it, and it's great.
Did you post this on Facebook?
I just put it on because as you said, call Jackie. I'm like, oh crap! I called her 2 days ago, and she sent me the artwork like right away, like in 10 minutes. But she fell so far down in my text chain that I forgot to look at it.
Forgot about it. All
So
right.
I'll post that as well. I'll send it to you.
Work on that, Jackie. I know you're listening.
Oh, speaking of schnozzes,
yes.
I've got this lady that's got this this schnoz whistle record. Do you know about this? The lady can make the largest nose whistle noise with the.
Whoa, what a segue.
Dude, it's a perfect segue.
Nose
You know what?
whistle?
Hold on. Before I get into what, this just makes sense. So we're talking about War of the Noses and big schnozzers. So let me just take 1 minute here. This is not like a 12-minute segment. And then I'm going to get into my walk. And what I experienced yesterday, I'm like, oh my God. How much? How strong? I'll explain in just a second. It has to do with contractors who work on homes and something that I experienced during a walk in my neighborhood yesterday at a slightly different time than when I usually walk. So hold on. You got to hear this in a second. First, though, because of the whole nose thing, a woman has recently set a new Guinness World Record for the loudest nose whistle. That's a thing?
Nose whistle? How is that possible?
Making a whistle noise with your nose.
You do firecrackers after a sneeze.
Yeah, but that's just his sinuses
Opening up.
opening while he's exhaling or something.
So I don't know if I can do it. Let me grab a tissue. I'll try to do nose.
No, we don't
Do you
want
want
to
me
hear
to,
it.
do you want me to do nose fireworks?
I hate
Oh,
it.
no.
Have you ever heard my nose fireworks?
I think I have, and I tried to block it out.
Now that Froggy has mentioned it, you have to hear it because now we have to have a
yeah,
frame of reference.
It's
This
not. It doesn't
creeps
happen
me
every
out.
time.
I grabbed a napkin. This is all visible on MJ TV. So if I do a very, very powerful nose blow.
Don't blow out your ears.
No, well, no. Listen, I'm a scuba diver. I know how to do the Valsalva. Listen,
excuse us.
Now,
a good nose blower here.
all right, so I'm going to blow my nose hard, and then we'll see if I get nose fireworks. Because what it is, it's like the pressure afterward from your sinuses. They go like a little like the fireworks noise. Are you ready?
Oh,
All right,
God.
and then we'll do the nose whistle. Then my walk yesterday. All right, here we go. And
Oh, I heard one.
did you hear it? There it is. Did you hear that?
Yes.
There it is. It's like
It makes me feel sick.
I mean, it's
That one went up
disgusting.
really high.
Oh, that was a good one. So that's
That is so weird, dude.
That's
I'm
an
nauseous.
example that those are MJ nose fireworks. You know, if you see me walking around Best Buy or something, or Publix or Walmart or Target, you know, and you see me, ask me to do some nose fireworks for you live and in person.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, let me just put my ear up to your face and hear your nose after you blow it.
But
we
that's
go.
the closest thing I've ever heard to a nose whistle.
All right, now this lady though, I would never. That's not loud enough. You know, hopefully the microphone picked that up. But this lady has the world record for the loudest nose whistle, coming in at 44.1 decibels. And this is what it sounds like, apparently. All right, So so she's blowing air out, and she can create like a
freak.
like a mouth whistle with her nose.
Sounds like we're being contacted.
This is the nose. Yeah, it's like ET noises.
Yeah, it's like.
All right, that's enough of that.
I wish you wanted to put like music underneath it. I just wanted to hear the nose.
Your nose fireworks are better than that. You should call up Guinness.
You know what? You're right.
First person to do nose fireworks.
You know what? I ought to do a 4th of July MJ nose fireworks demonstration.
You should.
Record like 500 of them.
The MJ Nose Spectacular.
At the new pier in St. Pete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
be awesome.
That'd be a big event.
Have you standing on top of the pier with like a megaphone and
Somebody take his Zyrtec right now. We need him to be sinused up.
All right. Oh, and I got a check in the mail.
Ooh, how much?
I'm going to tell you in a second. And a lot of listeners, I bet it's amazing. Our email response, man, it's just getting better and better every day. If you ever want to contact me, folks, if you ever have any material for the show, if you have any inside gossip, if you got a scoop for us, something we need to know, you can send email to me personally. I'm the only one that checks my email. It's mj@mjmorningshow.com. If you have something that you want to give to me anonymously, something we need to check into, something that people need to know about, if you got something for the show, folks, send me an email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. And I got a whole bunch of email in the last 3-4 days about checks in the mail. I'll explain in a second. And I think I've been shorted and cheated. I'll explain in a second. First, though, my walk. Yesterday, I took a very early walk. I did kind of like the lunchtime type time frame walk. Usually, and I walk during the week, and if you're a regular listener to the show, I walk 2 miles every night in the neighborhood. And then on weekends, I have a 5-mile circuit. So Saturday and Sunday, I do a 5-mile pattern. Yesterday, I'm walking at around lunchtime.
all right.
And I never do this. On the weekends, sometimes. But the difference is, it was a weekday. Yesterday was Wednesday. And I'm walking around lunchtime, and in the neighborhood, there are numerous houses under construction, new houses being built, old South Tampa homes being knocked down, and new houses going up. And I'm on a street, 2-3 over from where I live, and they're building a house, and there are just a lot of vehicles on the road, all kinds of contractor pickup trucks and flatbeds and this. And there's a lot of activity of late at this particular house in my neighborhood in South Tampa. As I'm walking by, several vehicles, this was apparently just after they finished their lunch break. As I'm walking by, and it had to be 2 or 3. There were over a dozen vehicles where it appeared that just a ton of contractors were working on this particular house yesterday. As I'm walking by, the vehicles were not occupied, so the contractors were obviously done with their break. It appeared they stayed on site in their vehicles, lunchtime, and they were out of their vehicles at this point. But I'm walking by. Do you have any idea what I determined or what I experienced? Anybody like to take a guess?
You smelled something.
I did smell something.
whatever.
I smelled something very, very, very pungent. I smelled, it was strong.
Oh, there goes my guess.
I mean,
So what do you think I smelled there, Roxanne?
you smelled.
Farts.
Did you?
All right, Froggy, what is wrong with you?
Sorry, I don't know. They just had lunch.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, hey, Dave, the drywall guy,
Come on.
brought chili the day before.
I mean, I'm
Come
taking
on.
an educated guess.
Stop. Roxanne, I think you know what it
I
is.
think I know.
What?
I mean, serious answer.
Yes.
Marijuana.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
No.
Yeah, so this is, again, lunchtime. They had obviously finished their break. They were back in the house, and it had to be, and we're talking pickup trucks here. it had to be 3 different pickup trucks, and they're lined up on the road in front of the house. Then there's a road that goes perpendicular right near a T in the road, and there were other trucks. As I'm walking by, there were no less than 3 vehicles where the smell of marijuana, and the windows were up at this point. The vehicles were closed.
Were they hotboxing themselves?
Listen, I walked by at least 3 pickup trucks lunchtime yesterday. The smell of marijuana coming from these trucks it would blow you over. It was like, oh my God. How strong? If the windows are closed, I'm outside, and the smell of marijuana coming from it was like emanating from the paint. It was like so strong, it was like seeping through the window cracks or something. I don't know.
Did you get high as well?
Contact high, yeah.
What a Karen, dude.
No, dude, I'm just listen, the point is, you've got a home that's being worked on. It's probably a couple of $1 million home, and you got contractors that are freaking bombed out of their minds. Are you getting the best work if they're stoned off their asses?
I'm sure they're not like Otto from The Simpsons stoned. They're not Cheech and Chong stoned.
Dude, if I had to lay brick, I'd have to be blitzed out of my mind every day.
How do you think landscapers get through the day?
No kidding.
Beer,
you know what?
weed.
Guess what? Landscaping was being done because when I walked by,
it could have been them.
There were guys that were putting a giant tree. They're digging out the trench to put the big bulb of the tree in that they were putting in. So I don't know who the contractor was, but there were 12, 14, 15, 16 vehicles in front and near this house, and all contractors, working. But listen, that would bother me. You're paying a lot of money for a house.
What would you do if you smelled it and it was your house?
I would throw them off the job. I would say, get the hell out of here. You're fired. Yes, I would. I don't want my house. I don't want stone contractors.
Dude, I want contractors on speed so they get done twice as fast. You bet.
You would fire them, man. You're so weird.
You guys are fired. No way, man.
Hold on. You want someone stoned working on your house?
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
Let's say you're running a gas line or you got something going on. You want someone stoned working in your residence? Come on, Froggy.
As opposed to being anxious and nervous?
Unless you're sympathetic because of your...
I'm just saying.
You're partaking.
No. Mine's for medical reasons. If I don't do serious work like that, I'm not on a job.
I mean, am I being... You know what? I want to go to phones on this.
I think you're being a little much.
Well, listen, let's see what the listeners think. Is that too much? Is it too much to ask that the contractors working on my house are not stoned? What about the builder?
It could have been some kid in one of the houses. Right?
Dude, I'm walking by the contractor pickup trucks. I know that these are the contractors working on this house.
Were there logos on them? On the trucks?
No. I mean, I don't know. Probably drywall. Who knows? Am I making a mountain out of a molehill here? If you're a homeowner, or what about the contractor? What about the actual contractor that's hiring these subs to do the different gigs in the house? The contractors want their subs to be stoned off their ass? Look at the phones here. Phones are ringing off the hook. 800-990-1047. Am I being a male Karen here, or do I have a point? I mean, I don't want stone guys working on my house. Am I going to get the best quality if they're freaking ripped?
Pastor?
All right, 800-990-1047. Who just said that?
I mean, Pastor. I did not say it. However,
somebody just under their breath.
I think you're having a little bit of an overreaction.
Okay, well, let's see what the listeners think.
Thank you.
800-990-1047. Every line is ringing. 800-990-1047. Yes, Rox.
I may have told this story before, but years ago, we were hiring a contractor to do a painter to do a condo, and there were like 3 painters. And one of them was significantly less to hire than the other 2. And Doug's like, I'm going with this guy. I mean, how hard is it to paint a house? Let's go with this guy.
Okay. Well, how hard is it? You don't want to do it. That's how hard it is.
Well, let me tell you.
Well, because work varies. There are great painters and there are lousy painters, man.
Well, he was a good painter on day 1 until he got his first part of his payment. And then he didn't show up the next day. And then when he finally did show up, I'm like Doug has never even, he doesn't know what people look like when they're on drugs. And I was just like, yeah, this guy is messed up. Like, I think he went and spent all of his money on opioids or, heroin or something.
Did
so
he finish the job?
I feel like Doug had to finish it. But then there was even more to that. Then we looked him up and he had some really, really, really bad.
Oh, criminal record?
Ooh, yeah.
All that should be done before you hire
Yeah,
someone.
Well,
exactly.
the lesson learned. Learned.
You know what? Let's do a background check after the gig is done.
You would've put
around the kids and everything, and
honestly, Roxanne,
probably a sex offender and everything. And,
if you
I didn't have kids then, but
if
it
you
was
would
bad.
have put crack rock on each corner of that apartment or the condo, he would have painted his way to that crack rock so fast we'd have done it in a half
Let's
a
go
day.
to phones. Every line is jammed. Kay is in St. Petersburg. Kay, first up on the MJ Morning Show. Hello, Kay.
Good morning, MJ. How are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Okay, MJ, I think you need to
Hey, Kay, can you pick up your regular phone? The speakerphone just sounds bad.
I sure can. Give me 1 minute.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, is this better?
Yeah, a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay. I think you need to one day go over to Froggy's house one evening and spend some time smoking some marijuana because
I don't want to hang out with him.
Done it, and you can't be judgy about people who smoke marijuana. That being said, I don't care if a contractor's working on my house and they're smoking marijuana. My biggest concern would be that they don't do it in the house so that the smell doesn't seep through the walls. But if they're walking out to their car or whatever, going down the street to do it, it's not like being drunk. When you're high, you're still in control of all your faculties. Some people actually work better that way. So I completely disagree with you.
All right, so Kay, I'm guessing that you like a little weedage. Is that true?
I like a lot of weedage.
Well,
MJ,
Please be responsible, man.
You've built a fair amount of things in your time.
I have.
How many times have the contractors been
MJ,
smoking?
you've never done it. You got to try it at least once in your life. It's not going to kill you.
I don't want to smoke pot. I've never smoked it, and I don't want to start now. It doesn't interest me.
That's perfectly fine, but don't judge those of us who do.
He's a drinker, man.
Okay, thank you.
MJ, how many of these contractors do you think you've hired over the year that had employees that would go to their car and get drunk or chain
I'm
smoke?
sure it occurred.
That's scary.
I'm sure it occurred.
The drinking on the job.
Yeah, I'm sure that happened. I just was not aware of it. Let's grab Connie in Tampa. Connie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Connie, go ahead.
Okay, so if it all depends on like the level of high, because there's some work that I do that I cannot concentrate if I'm completely sober. I have to be at least a little high to be able to focus enough to work on it.
All right, Connie, give me an example. What chore or what work item do you have to do where you got to be high to do it?
Well, funny enough, part of it, well, if it's a complicated Excel spreadsheet.
And you're saying you don't mess up the numbers if you're all stoned out of your brain?
But see, there's different levels of being high. Everybody goes, oh, you're high. Well, there's different levels to it. It's just like there's different levels of how drunk somebody is.
Make a good
It's not
point.
like, oh, you go and have one drink, you're completely plastered unless you're a lightweight.
So, Connie, you say you do detailed painting. Is that your occupation?
No, that is not my occupation.
So
That's a hobby.
Oh, that's a hobby. All right. So,
Right.
as a
I have
hobbyist,
gotten paid for it.
all right. So, what is your actual occupation? Are you in accounting?
I work in customer service and accounting and a couple of different fields. I'm kind of a multi-hat.
All right, but you feel like you have to be high to do your job in some cases?
No, not always. It all depends on the difficulty of it and how difficult I'm having concentrating.
All right, give me an example of recently what I guess accounting or what work task did you have to do recently where you had to be high?
Okay. So I had a customer that had made multiple payments, but their payments were not applied correctly. This was not my error. This was somebody else's error. I had to go over the entire account going back and forth with their accounting department and my information in front
So
of me.
you had a what? You were puffing on a joint during this process to get through it?
Oh, my God. No. I do edibles.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the smell.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I just took a little edible. I mean, it's not that strong. I relaxed myself because I was getting stressed out and I was getting frustrated with it.
If you don't mind me asking, Connie, how old are you?
I'm 47 years old.
Gotcha. You know, what I'm learning, and this is not new to me, it's not like, oh my God, I just found this out. There are tons of people of all ages. I mean, like 18 to 60, whatever, that are smoking weed or doing edibles. That's something that I've learned over the years that, you know, people that you wouldn't even expect to be doing that are doing it. And it's just, Connie, it's just not for me. But listen, Connie, I appreciate.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. Thank you, Connie. Oh, hold on. Who does it? Who does it?
My doctor.
I'm sure a bunch of doctors
The
do.
doctor that gave her the medical marijuana card.
What kind of doctor is? What kind of doctor are they?
My primary care doctor.
Very good.
Is stoned when you go see him or her?
Take opioids. I cannot take opioids. They actually mess up my stomach.
Right. Yeah, it kind of binds you up is what I... Hey, Connie, thanks for the call. Yes, Rox.
You know, I think we have to address it. People have different body chemistries, so it's sometimes hard to relate to people who do focus better on this. I remember one person I used to know did it all the time. It was very much a turn off because he was very lazy and just like almost, I didn't see that movie Dazed and Confused, but you know, like a stoner. Just didn't do anything, didn't accomplish anything, just stoned. And then I knew this one girl in acting class and she did it and she got so much stuff done and she had to do it all the time. Now she did have the messiest car I've ever seen in my life. The stuff was piled up to the windows. It was amazing. But she had to smoke pot all the time.
You're talking so fast now. It's like you're on speed.
Well, see, that's my preference.
No, wait a minute. Did you say you took acting classes?
I was just about to ask the same thing.
That's what I caught.
That's the only thing I heard.
Roxanne,
it was so much fun.
You never told us you took acting. Oh, let me guess. You wanted to be a Hollywood star at one point in your life.
Not at all. Quite the opposite. I took acting class. Go to these callers and then I'll tell you.
Yeah, every line is
I'll
jammed.
tell you in a moment.
Let's go to Anonymous in Clearwater. Hello, Anonymous.
Hey, MJ.
Hey, what's up?
Long-time listener. So I used to live in a state where the marijuana was recreational. It was legal. So I took me a gummy one day and decided to do some housework and got my router out. I was hanging a screen door and routed out one of the hinge areas. I said, it did pretty good. Considering I was halfway high, took my router to the other side of the door for the second hinge. I'm like, okay, totally screwed that one up. So wasn't even thinking properly there. So I sometimes have a hard time believing people can do an excellent job, but I guess it all depends on how much you're used to it.
I'm glad you didn't route a couple of fingers off.
Very true, very true.
Thank you, Anonymous. Judy's in Seminole. Judy, MJ Morning Show, you're up. Hello.
Hello. I'm with you, MJ. I would not be happy if someone was high working on my house because I had a house. Well, I don't know. They might have been high, but they were drunk, too, building my first house. And we had crooked walls. They poured stuff down our bathroom sink that you couldn't even get out. It was like concrete stuff.
Oh, my God.
My cabinet fell off the wall.
Hold on, your cabinet fell off?
Yeah, my cabinet fell off the wall when I was having a baptism party for my baby.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was on a Sunday, so I got a hold of somebody and I said, I don't care who has to come out. Someone's coming up here and hanging my cabinet.
Right. So, Judy, I happen to know the builder who is building this house. I personally know this builder. Do you think I ought to say something to him? Like, man, I walked around lunchtime, man, and the smell of marijuana coming out of your subcontractors' trucks was blowing me away.
Don't you think he knows that's an occupational thing?
All right. Hey, Judy, thanks for the call. Oh, look at this one. Heavy machine operator. Derek is in Tampa. Hello, Derek. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Oh, man, Derek just hung up. As I'm going to Derek, he just hung up.
He just wrecked his heavy machine.
All right, Michelle is in Riverview. Derek, call back. See if we can get back in. Derek, the heavy machine operator, call back. Michelle, Riverview, you're on. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, MJ, how are you?
Doing well. What's the story?
I am 1,000% with you. I would fire him on the spot. your house is too much of an investment to have somebody stoned putting your stuff together.
There you go. You have cabinets fall off the wall like the previous caller. Michelle, thanks for the call. Tom in St. Pete is a contractor. Tom, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Morning, MJ.
Hey.
Hey, I'm in the industry. I actually work on very high-end homes, like yours, $1 million plus. And you'd be amazed at the number of people. I would have to probably say 80% of the
So what you're saying is you would have a hard time finding subcontractors that are not stoned.
Well, yes and no. I mean, being stoned, it's kind of tough. I know a lot of people that you probably talk to all day long, every day, that you may not know, but they're probably high. Because everybody has a different level. And I know a lot of guys, they'll do it. First of all, they don't smoke on the job. Okay?
Well, wait a minute. I walked by all of these subcontractors' pickup trucks in the neighborhood yesterday, and they were back on the job inside. They were obviously smoking some serious marijuana during the lunch break out in the street in the vehicle. I'm walking by these vehicles that are closed, and the reek of pot smoke coming out of these vehicles as I'm walking by the subcontractors' trucks. Do you consider? I mean, I consider that on the job. I mean, you're 30 feet away from the house you're working on. You finish your lunch break, you go back to work. You're clearly stoned. I consider that on the job. I mean, I think. Are you saying that they're in the house, they're painting walls, they're doing drywall, they're doing plumbing, whatever? You don't want a joint hanging out of their mouth, but it's okay for them to smoke in the street?
Well, actually, it's not uncommon at all.
Yeah.
Because I know people. I have a spouse who likes to smoke her weed, and if you were to run into her on the street, chances are she's probably smoked during the day, and you would never know it. In a lot of cases, it mellows. I'm a smoker. I don't smoke on the job. I'm 65 years old. I did my share of weed back in the 70s and 80s, so I prefer not to. I smoke at home after work and stuff. But a lot of the guys that I work with, and I work with a high-end builder contractor. I'm a plumber myself, and most of the guys, they will catch a little buzz at lunchtime or stuff like that, but they take their work seriously. The owner of the company, the general contractor, is very strict with his workers as far as quality and stuff like that. So Froggy will tell you, there's different levels of high. I know some people that, after work, they'll get totally.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, right. The point is that
what's your problem?
Everybody's saying the same thing. I think the problem MJ's having is with himself.
I'm not. Listen, I'm walking by a contracting job.
Everybody's saying.
I'm walking by a house being built.
The problem is you.
Oh, okay. So
you're the problem.
Hey,
it's like the Taylor Swift song. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. It's you. You're the problem. You're the anti-hero in this.
Whatever. All right. Thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. Let's look at the phones. Oh, John in Largo. I want to hear this one. John, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. Go ahead.
So I've been friends with a dentist over the last 30 years, and he does not drink alcohol because he's always on call, but he smokes weed.
Oh, God. Is this segment going to turn into who you know? I know a proctologist that smokes weed.
Guys, listen.
Boy, let me tell you.
If you're stoned, you're not supposed to drive. You're still under the influence. You can be, obviously, the detection and the calculation, a breathalyzer. They haven't come up with a system to see if you're, like, stoned, and I'm sure that's in development or what. Maybe there is something out there now, but clearly a breathalyzer can tell you what your blood alcohol level is. They can't tell, how stoned you are, but that's a little unsettling that the dentist thinks he's on call, so he can't drink, but it's okay to get stoned. That's just odd. Hey, John, thanks for the call. All right, the phones have exploded on this.
Derek, the heavy operator, just got back.
And if you're just tuning in, yesterday I'm doing a walk in the neighborhood at a different time. It's lunchtime. The contractors working on a house clearly finished their time in their vehicle. I'm walking by, and they're already out of their vehicles back in the house working. and there were like 3 pickup trucks that I walked by, and the stench of weed still emanating from the closed windows was blowing me over. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want stone contractors working on my house. Hang on, Derek got back in, the heavy equipment operator. Derek, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Going well. Go ahead.
Okay, so I do land clearing development for a lot of the higher end home builders and stuff like that in the area. And myself, I smoke myself. It keeps me in a calm state, keeps me focused, it keeps me going. Has nothing to do with getting in your head. Like I said, it's a tolerance thing, and a lot of people ain't for it, but it does help a lot of people. And I can tell you, in my line of work, in the construction business, it's everywhere, MJ.
Yeah, listen, I don't doubt that. I totally believe that. But Derek, are you operating a backhoe or a Caterpillar D9 or whatever? Are you smoking with
clearing trucks?
But are you sometimes smoking on the job or high on the job?
Lunchtime, I might take a couple edibles, myself, but mostly it is after work. Only on stressful situations or stressful days that we do have, it keeps me focused and keeps me going.
All right, Derek, thanks for the call. Appreciate you calling back. All right, Anonymous, another one, Riverview. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Long-time listener since day one. Listen, MJ, I think you're kind of looking at it through a small lens here because this isn't Cheech and Chong getting baked and crashing our cars and stuff like that. I've been building houses for over 20 years, and I don't know if you know Ryan Homes or Lennar Homes or Devasta or these companies. They only give you a 1-year warranty on your home build. I give a 5-year warranty on my home build. Now, do I want my employees, my subcontractors smoking out on a job site and, fogging out the neighborhood? No, absolutely not. But
right.
But the marijuana is not going to impact their ability to work. Matter of fact, measure twice, cut once. A stone guy is going to measure 3 times and make sure that he doesn't, make the wrong cut.
He knows he's stoned.
I'm just being honest with you. I mean,
he's getting a different measurement all 3 times.
I've smoked pot for well over 20 years, and I've built well over 1,000 homes. And matter of fact, all my clients that know I smoke pot, they don't care. They don't smoke pot themselves, and I don't present myself as a hippie burnout on a job site or something. I present myself as a professional contractor that happens to smoke a joint in order to calm myself down and be able to focus on the job at hand. So,
Anonymous, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it.
Exactly.
Later, buddy.
Thanks. All right, 2 more, Kim and Patty, and then I got to wrap this up because I didn't expect to take this many calls, but the phones have just blown up.
The
Patty.
most successful guy I know takes edibles. The richest guy I know. So what does that?
Who's that?
I don't need to tell you who it is, but I'm just telling you.
Elon Musk.
He's in the fixture business.
Patty.
Oh.
Patty's in Clearwater. Patty, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. I'm in with you, MJ. I had a contractor come out to my house one time, and he was setting windows. And he asked me to buy some cement because my house was built in 1958.
Right.
Well, I bought some cement so he could pour into the cement blocks to hold it real sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
He showed me that they were loose, and I said, well, I walked out back after I came home, and the cement was still laying there, but the windows were in. And I'm like, did you need all the cement that I bought? Because it seemed like it was all sitting there.
What, he forgot about it because he was stoned?
Yes, he forgot about it because he was stoned. I was like, you did not do that. And I said, well, can you take the windows out and put the cement in? No, I'm just not going to do that.
All right. Thank you, Patty. Have a good one. All right. Last call on this, and we're going to move on. Kim in St. Petersburg. Kim, MJ Morning Show, you're the last caller. Go ahead.
Listening to all these people, it's just funny. I'm sorry, but there's a time and a place. You don't get stoned or drunk on a job. I'm totally there with you. I don't smoke pot either. I don't begrudge anybody that does, but there's a time and a place. You do not have all your wits about you when you're stoned. And all these people with all these, there's different levels. There's this one focus. It just sounds just like an alcoholic making excuses for their drinking. I'm sorry.
All right.
Thanks for the call. Have a good one.
You sound drunk.
I don't want somebody stoned or drunk
Your
doing
problem-
a job for me.
Your
All right?
problem, not only is it yourself, but you think, and the anonymous contractor was right. You think everybody who's smoking comes out like Cheech and Chong, like, hey, man, blitzed out of their face. So Anyway,
so in the end, you're wrong.
I am not wrong.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm not wrong, Froggy.
I like that a lot. I kept track.
Yes, Roxanne.
Did you guys want to hear about my foray into acting?
The acting class that you took?
Dude, we got to do some acting exercises.
You know what I really want to talk about?
What?
I want to talk about this, and you probably thought I forgot about it. I didn't. Was it during vacation, or you had a very awkward encounter?
Oh.
All right. So was it during vacation? Where was this?
It was recently. It was during the weekend. It was a weekend.
It was a weekend.
Yes, it was a weekend.
But it was not.
Crazy.
It was not the past weekend. It was the weekend before.
Yes, it was the weekend before.
All right, so it's 2 weekends ago.
Yes.
And you were at
a family, like distant family who came into town.
Right.
And in Orlando.
Okay,
right?
so you guys drove to Orlando?
Yes, we drove to Orlando.
And hung out with family.
Yes. And these are all cousins, right?
Right.
So they're all siblings.
Now, where in Orlando? Were you at someone's house, or were you at a hotel?
An Airbnb.
So you guys were at an Airbnb in Orlando.
Yes.
2 weekends ago.
Yes.
All right. Roxanne sends me like a little description of what happened. And you probably thought I forgot about this.
I kind of did think you forgot about it.
No. I was just looking for the right time. Now, this is crazy.
It's nuts.
All right. So explain exactly what happened. Folks, imagine if you're in this position. And was this a cousin, or this was a friend of who was this?
This is a little bit convoluted, so let me make it clear.
Unconvoluted for me.
Untangle it.
Yeah.
These are cousins. They're all siblings. They're all related to each other,
Mhm.
okay? Older than me,
Yep.
right? And they have kids of their own.
Mhm.
So one of their kids recently got engaged. And so the engaged person, who's a girl, her uncle happened to live in Orlando.
Right.
So came to also visit in Kissimmee. Like, we're the distant
Well,
cousins
hold on.
coming to...
Were you guys in Orlando or Kissimmee?
Yeah, okay, Kissimmee.
All right, that's a big difference.
Well,
All right.
but this uncle is in Orlando.
Gotcha.
Right?
All right. But the Airbnb was in Kissimmee.
Yes,
All right.
correct.
All right, what happened? Cut to the chase.
So we're there, and I've got my kids there, and my kids are like, in one room kind of playing. So I'm straddling these rooms. I'm halfway in the game room and halfway in the room where the adults are having conversation.
Like you were on a pommel horse?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to be sociable, but I'm trying to keep an eye on my children.
Right.
And then this lady who was the girlfriend of the uncle. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't know these people at all.
Okay.
Right. Not related. And so she comes in and she plops down and she goes, there's a little alcohol involved.
How
on
many
her
of
part.
you are in the room here now?
Ooh, probably like 10.
10 people.
A minimum
All right.
of 10.
So the girlfriend of
The uncle of the fiance.
Okay.
So very removed.
And what happens?
New to the group, obviously. All right. If you guys could do it with anyone, who would it be?
So
she asked us, and she goes, "Come on, who's your get out of jail? Who's your free pass? Your hall pass?
If you could do it with anybody,
yeah,
who would it be?
Yes,
that was like the icebreaker.
She just threw that out there, mind you. These are like conservative Midwestern.
Those are the
people.
freakiest.
These are not like, and they're brother. They're all related.
And she just pops in and says, "And how old is this woman?" If you were to guess,
60s.
Really?
60s-ish. Yeah.
Well, and
that's hot.
Plops down and said, "All right, if you could bone anyone, who would it be?
Yes.
Just if you could do anybody, who would it be?" That it just plops down and blurts it out. Did anybody answer?
No, everybody
did
was like,
everyone go like stone-faced?
It was stone-faced. And I tried to like creep back into the room with my kids, but I'm still obviously listening to this riveting conversation. And she's like, come on, you guys know, just one night. Who's your sexual fantasy? And then she said, who do you blankety blank to?
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
God, this is so hot.
Seriously.
Dude, get some porno music going, please. So what'd you say?
I didn't say anything. I'm
All
like,
three of the cousins at once.
That's the thing. I'm not saying that this is ever an appropriate question to ask people. But, we talk about racy stuff on this show. Maybe you're out with your girlfriends.
How long did you bust it out, spin the bottle? Do anybody want to play 7 minutes in heaven?
Did anybody answer, or did...
There was one answer. I'll get to it.
Who answered?
I'll tell you.
Well, tell me. Go.
But one of the cousins, she's in her 60s too, and she goes, I don't know, Chuck Norris.
Oh, I thought it was in the room.
What?
Chuck Norris?
No, it's not who do you want to do in the room, Froggy? This isn't your family.
Okay, Fesher, take that back. That's liable.
Do you see how good looking?
That's liable.
It'd be slander.
That's slander.
Yeah.
I'm not slandering.
Froggy.
Liable.
Froggy.
It's libel.
Yeah, Froggy. Written is libel.
That's libel and slander.
I am not libeling Big Phil. I am complimenting
That's
him.
conjecture and conjecture.
That would be conjecture.
And leading.
You've mispronounced it twice.
You're leading and you're gaining right in front of my eyes.
I'm gaining, all right.
I got a little message on Instagram, direct message from Chris. We were talking about the folks calling me out on the Taylor Swift Eminem double standard.
Right.
Because Eminem was shown during the Lions game.
In the stands or in the box.
Exactly. And we had another story about Taylor Swift. And the fact that many have called Taylor Swift a giant distraction. Tony Dungy. We played audio of Tony Dungy talking about how Taylor Swift has been a distraction for the Kansas City Chiefs with the whole Travis Kelce thing. So this came up on the program, yesterday, right? We were talking about, I don't want to forget anything, but we're talking about Eminem. And some people, I got a couple of emails or a couple of direct messages, and some of the Swifties were attacking me. They're like, "Hey MJ, yeah, you're busted on Taylor Swift, but you're not busted on Eminem." I saw Eminem once, a cutaway shot during the Lions game, and Taylor Swift, whenever she's at a Chiefs game, they're cutting to her 9 times a quarter. I'm telling you, the people in Kansas City, the fans are viewing her as a big outsider distraction. So I get this message from Chris on Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And Chris wrote to me, "Dear MJ, I was currently listening to your podcast." Of course, the MJ Morning Show every day is put into podcast form. You can watch us on MJTV Live, like right now, or you can replay MJTV at any point during the day, or any of our previous shows. You can watch us live in the studio on TV. Just go to MJMorningShow.com and click on MJTV at the very top on the nav bar. So, and of course, our show, by 11 a.m., the whole show is podcast. We're on all the major podcast platforms. You just search for MJ Morning Show on Q105, and it's posted daily, generally by 11 a.m. Within about an hour of the show ending, podcast is up. So Chris writes, "Dear MJ, I was currently listening to your podcast and about the part of Eminem and Taylor Swift. And the one thing a lot of people keep omitting about Eminem, he's part of the Lions fan group. He is part of their hype section that promotes them dramatically, whereas Taylor Swift walks in, sits down, absorbs tons of camera time, and walks out. He was even a Lions fan during the lean years, and he was also on the Lions season of Hard Knocks."
Yeah, during that season, I think it was last year, they were the preseason team, and he showed up to training camp. He's been a fan for I guess his whole life.
Yeah, but folks are like, "Hey, MJ, yeah, nice double standard. Yeah, you're not giving Eminem the hard time you're giving Taylor Swift." It's totally different.
I mean, if Eminem starts dating Jared Goff, that would be different.
And he was also in the stands. And he's not cheesing it up every time the camera's on him. She doesn't seem like she ever just chills out and just sits.
Yeah, it's
always something movement.
Yeah, she's doing a show. It's like
always.
Yeah.
She's doing the surprised face or the hands around the face.
Isn't she I perform enough? I'm just going to chill out
it's
here.
You know what it is? It's whenever they cut to her. Go ahead, Rox.
It's at the end of a newscast when they're like, "Okay, do your banter," and you do the exaggerated banter as the credits are rolling. That's what she's doing.
Oh my God, I wish she was that chill.
What I was going to say, it's almost like whenever they cut away to her, she knows, so she can do some kind of a face or a gesture.
How does she know the camera's on her?
Yeah, that's the word, mugging for the camera.
She doesn't know. She's looking at a game. She doesn't know that she's on TV. She's a consistent mugger.
All right, a couple of things here. Lions, Bucks. So, listen, we all want the Bucks to win. Some of the prognosticators think that the Bucks will beat the Lions. Fester and I think that it could be a tough slog.
They got their hands full with anybody they face at this stage of the game.
Yes, I agree. I hope we all want the Bucks to win. Go Bucks. Good luck up in Detroit. But listen to this. Lions, Bucks, now the most expensive divisional round ticket ever. Did you see this?
What?
Yeah. So this is amazing. The Detroit Lions continue to be one of the hottest tickets in the history of the NFL playoffs. After the Lions were just the suckiest team for decades, they'll host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a divisional round game on Sunday afternoon at Ford Field in Detroit. The current average ticket price on the secondary market is $1,186 per ticket.
Oh, my gosh. That's high.
That's not only a record for the divisional round, but nearly twice as expensive as the next closest game. Last year's matchup between the 49ers and the Cowboys in Dallas, $605. So almost double. So the Bucks-Lions ticket this weekend is the most expensive divisional round ticket ever on the secondary market.
Is it going to snow in Detroit?
Good question.
Well, it's...
Good question.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, because this brings us to the audio bite of the day.
We don't play well in snow, do we? Why are you all laughing?
I'm not.
Why are you looking at me like that?
No reaction.
You're putting us on, right?
I don't know what you're doing. It's not snowing?
Michigan's a cold weather state. I mean, there's snow on the ground right now. It's like 0 degrees right now in Detroit.
Are they in a dome, maybe?
Yes, Froggy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How am I supposed to know?
But come on, who
am I? I don't live on an 8 mile.
Hold on. You're telling me you did not hear the audio bite of the sports reporter asking Coach Todd Bowles about how the Bucks are going to adjust to the cold weather?
Dude, I get my news here.
All right.
You know that.
Froggy is not a football anything.
This is an embarrassing
like one.
This is a what?
I'm shaped like a football.
Right. This is an embarrassing clip. This is terrible. And it's a female sports reporter or a female reporter. I really wish this was a guy.
Why? Where's your equal opportunity?
Nah,
Where's your inclusion?
It just makes it more uncomfortable that it was a.
No, it doesn't. How sexist is that?
I would have felt better if it was a guy and not a woman.
Because this woman made herself look like a complete idiot?
Because there are much fewer women in sports reporting than men. And folks, if you haven't heard the audio bite,
I wish it was a midget because there's so few midgets in sports reporting. I think the Bucks will win.
Bucks press conference with Todd Bowles, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and a woman at the press conference asks this.
Coach, looking forward towards Detroit. The weather has been a factor in some of the playoff games, even for the most prepared teams. Today, it's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some.
Right, so she's talking about the weather being a factor.
Yeah, the walk from the bus to the dome's going to be a tough one.
That's essentially what Coach says.
Hold on.
Really?
Dude, let Coach answer the question.
Come on, Frog. Come on.
I haven't heard it.
I mean, how do you think the coach replies?
Here it is. Listen from the beginning.
Coach, looking forward towards Detroit. The weather has been a factor in some of the playoff games.
The weather's been a factor in some of the playoff games.
For the most prepared teams.
Even for the most prepared teams.
It's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some of the temperatures we tend to drop to. Any special plans to acclimate the team to not only endure but perform in those kind of
Any special plans to help the team acclimate to the really cold weather and endure and
the temperatures should you face them in Detroit?
I mean, it was a well. Can I talk?
Well,
you just peppered in stuff.
The audio
You've been
so many
stopping
times.
the audio.
You're peppering.
Come on. You're peppering.
I mean,
go ahead, continue.
All right, well, let me just finish the audio bite here. All right, here we go.
Coach, looking forward towards Detroit. The weather has been a factor in some of the playoff games, even for the most prepared teams. Today, it's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some of the temperatures we tend to drop to. Any special plans to acclimate the team to not only endure but perform in those kind of frigid temperatures should you face them in Detroit?
You do know we play indoors, right? And they got a dome. I don't. No, nothing planned. We're indoors, and We only have to be outside for 20 seconds, getting off the bus, going under the thing, so we'll be okay.
20 seconds. He's right. From the bus into the stadium.
He handled that pretty well.
Yeah,
he did.
He did.
He could have been a lot worse.
He's a little smart alecky with the 20 seconds, but still.
I would have been like, let me ask you a question, man. How dumb are you?
Like Bill Parcells, right? Or you look at
Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick, or I'm trying to think of some of the coaches.
Bill Parcells, Jesus, what year is this?
Listen, I'm just going back.
John Madden.
Coaches now have learned not to, give crazy, angry answers back.
But there are coaches that would have said, "You dumbass, we're playing in a dome."
Gruden. Imagine if Gruden was asked that.
Are
you kidding me?
John Gruden.
You're a stupid ass.
And give you some big old eyebrow movement.
What the bleep is going on here?
But, I mean, how embarrassing is that? Should you be covering sports if you did not know that the game was going to be inside, Ford Field, inside a climate-controlled dome?
Should you just get the gig or something?
Oh, man. And I have to say, I've seen a reasonable amount of coaches' press conferences.
Yeah.
He never is too high or too low.
Oh, man, he's boring as hell.
That's what he wants.
That's how he always sounds?
Every time I've seen him, he's always kind of low-key and chill and talks at a slower pace.
Edibles.
Tony Dungy was kind of the same way, just kind of,
But Tony was like, he was kind.
So is Coach.
He's kind too. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like he had like a warmth to him. Okay.
No way. I saw Todd Bowles out and I asked for an autograph and he said, piss off.
Well, I mean, he knew it was you.
Stoner.
What? No.
So I just want to say to that reporter, we are laughing with you, not at you.
No, we're laughing at
no,
you.
We're laughing with you.
We aren't.
Look, look how hard she worked to come up with all the.
Roxanne.
She was like,
"Shut up!"
That makes
the nicely framed question just the wrong.
That makes it even worse that she laid out like all of this, this pre-question information about teams acclimating, and some teams had a hard time, and some of the games 13 degrees, and how are you going to act? No, we're in this case. I wish we were not laughing at her, but we're laughing at her.
Okay, well, laugh at me. I have a story for you guys.
Coach. Fester from the MJ Morning Show. Quick question, follow up to that. There's been a lot of meteor activity lately. Have you been preparing the team in case a meteor hits the stadium during the game?
That would never
that could happen.
Have you been doing that?
That could happen. They're not going to feel cold weather.
We're playing in a dome, so the chances of the meteor hitting.
It could smash through.
Are you trying to sound like Cleveland from the Cleveland show?
What the hell?
Oh my God, Coach Bowles does sound like Cleveland.
Is Cleveland?
Yeah.
In fact, he ought to be the coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Well, hello, Peter. Is there anybody on the team named Peter?
I don't think so.
Back when I was covering the Rays in 2008,
right.
Aki, do you guys remember Aki? He was the second baseman.
You too, MJ? You remember Aki? Tell me everything you remember about Aki, who played for the Rays 18 years ago.
I remember the name.
Aki Iwamura. Okay, so he had just joined the team, and he didn't
from
speak,
Japan.
From Japan, he didn't speak
it's a real
English.
tough guess.
Yeah.
And it was his first day. They just announced that he just joined the team. So we go out there, and I had my question ready, and I was so excited about it. And I thought it was such a great question. And so he can't speak English, and we can't speak Japanese. So we had a translator with him. So a reporter would ask a question, he would answer, and then the translator would speak.
Yep.
Okay? You know where I'm going?
I want Froggy to be the translator. I have no idea where you're going. I know where Froggy's going. That's all I want to see. Froggy's a translator.
You don't even sound real.
I mean, it's not a Tasmanian devil. Jesus.
Okay, so a reporter asked Aki a question. He answered it in Japanese.
Right.
And then before the translator could talk, because I just want to get it, you got to just get in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just jammed my question in.
What was the question?
And everyone stared at me because it's like, oh, Roxanne, you speak Japanese? You understood what he said? I didn't even let the translator give his translation.
You so stupid.
Boy, who this over here?
You dumb lady.
Oh, Roxanne Wilder, stupid reporter from Benu 9.
Wax on, wax off.
Oh.
All right, so
angry.
And then I mentioned this first thing this morning. And, of course, the Bucks are just off of the win against the Philadelphia Eagles. There's also a story that came out yesterday that Jason Kelce, the brother of Travis Kelce, the Taylor Swift squeeze. So Jason Kelce announced his retirement. Right. So, but that's not the story here. Jason Kelce apparently was at a McDonald's drive-through window and gave the drive-through employee at McDonald's in Havertown, Pennsylvania, a signed jersey. So there's a picture, and she's all thrilled. She's holding up this Philadelphia Eagles signed jersey in the McDonald's drive-thru. So it's all exciting. But this takes me back around to the Eagles T-shirt story. We told this in the 6 o'clock hour. Folks, you got to see this. And this is another reason why you don't need to be ordering crap off that Chinese spy e-commerce site Teamu. All right? The T-E-M-U. Some people say Teamu, but I believe that the TV commercial says Teamu.
So how many things do you think are a spy operation at this point?
All of everything. Everything.
TikTok, Teamu, absolutely.
Really? And the beads?
Yeah, and you
the beads aren't a spy operation. They just poison you.
Folks, I got an email yesterday from Michelle. Michelle said that her daughter-in-law ordered this Philadelphia Eagles T-shirt off of Teamu, the Chinese website where an app. It's all cheap crap. It's going to fall apart when you take it out of the box or envelope or whatever, for the most part. But the problem with the Teamu app is get it off your phone. We've talked about this numerous times over the last year. The app is spying on you. You're giving them access to everything on your phone, your address book, your photos, everything. And of course, it's a Chinese company. The Chinese Communist government has access to everything. Get it off your phone. All right.
Oh my God.
So Michelle says that her daughter-in-law ordered a Philadelphia Eagles T-shirt from Teamu. Sends me a picture. I put it on my Instagram. You got to take a look at this thing. It's on my Instagram right now at Certified MJ Radio. Go to my Instagram. It's the last thing posted. The name Philadelphia on this Chinese printed shirt from Teamu is butchered. Philadelphia is spelled Philaelpgia. So it's Philaelpgia.
I can almost see it. I mean,
Philaelpgia. Yeah. And then Philaelpgia Eagles. And then at the bottom, I think they're trying to say established 1933. That's when the Eagles formed as a team in 1933. But instead of the EST for established, it's EHT. And then they have 1993, 60 years after the Eagles were actually formed in Philly. The shirt is just an abortion. From this is what happens when you order from Teamu.
Awesome.
The picture is on my Instagram. If you want to see it, it's at Certified MJ Radio. Go to Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and take a look at this butchered T-shirt. It's hysterical.
I have a question about a T-shirt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. I was at the gas station. I saw a guy wearing a Hanson shirt with the Hanson boys on it, but then it said Nirvana on top. Have you seen these shirts?
No.
Where it's a band and then it's a different name? Is that legal? To put a Nirvana logo over the Mbop boys, or like, it'll be like a picture of Menudo and it would say like NSYNC.
Well, listen, if anything is trademarked or service marked, then
it's a pretty damn funny shirt, but I've seen a bunch of them popping up.
Really?
Is this the picture here, the all black T-shirt with
yeah, right there.
So
Yeah.
it's
That's the one I saw.
It looks
That's hysterical.
It's the Nirvana font.
That's a funny ass shirt.
It says Nirvana in the big yellow letters, like on top of on the cover of their album, and then below it is the pictures.
Yeah, it's that Nirvana font.
That's hysterical.
That and then it's got right below, like where you see the Nirvana album. It's a picture of Hanson. Oh my God!
I cracked my ass up when I saw.
Speaking of gas stations, I think I had a hooker come up to me at the Walmart gas station on 275 in Dale Mabry. And, yeah.
Hey there, little man.
Please stop.
Ooh, why would she come up to you?
Well, she was working all the guys at the pumps. She wasn't talking to women, though. So she'd avoid the women, go up to the guys, and she had some kind of a story. She's wearing these tight jeans, looked like she had a bunch of scabs. And
how does it make her a bad person?
Well, probably, looking for money to buy meth or something is what
she fell.
What I'm saying.
On a bunch of tax.
Yeah. So I'm pumping gas at Walmart, 275 in Dale Mabry, right next to, Best Buy, across from Home Depot over there, and Walters Crossing. And this woman comes up to, I saw her work like a couple of other gas pumps. So she's going up to the guys, and, they're all pushing her off. And she comes up to me, and she's like, "Hey, how you doing? I had this job, and well, it just fell through, and I need some money for lunch. Is there anything I can do for you?"
Take it into your car.
Did you ask you, what do you have in mind?
You ever heard of Hugh Grant?
No, I said, listen, I don't carry cash. I'm sorry. It's all debit and credit these days. All right. Do you have a square in your purse?
Actually, I do. You can just swipe your card here.
I brushed her aside. I'm like, hey, listen, good luck. But I think she was looking for a little card date right behind the Walmart convenience gas mart right there at 275 in Dale Mabry.
Does that qualify for a lot lizard, or is that only for truck stops?
The truck stop hookers, they're called lot lizards.
That's a lot lizard.
Yeah. Because, they're hitting up the truckers and their sleeper cabs and all that. So.
Must be fun life.
Yeah. Hey, how about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Did you see they shook him down in Germany?
No, what happened?
Oh, this is the craziest story. Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold was in Munich going through customs at the airport, and now he's facing a criminal proceeding. He had to pay some ridiculous duty. He was bringing a luxury watch into the country on his way to a charity auction. But this is what's bizarre. It's his watch that he's putting up for auction with all of the money going to some kind of a climate thing or whatever. And it's bizarre. And he had to pay $30,000, and the customs officers walked him to an ATM to give them cash. This is the most bizarre story in the world. Here's what we know. And I'm very disappointed in TMZ. I first saw the story on TMZ, and they just mentioned a luxury watch. And clearly, you look at the box; it's an Audemars Piguet. So it's
What'd you call me?
It's a.
That's not a luxury watch. How much is it?
Well, listen, it's an AP of what watch it was. But listen to the details here. Arnold Schwarzenegger was detained at Munich Airport Wednesday for 3 hours. A source told Page Six that the movie star, he's 76 now, was held up at customs for traveling with a watch that he owns that he might be auctioning at his charity auction in Kitzbühel, Austria. Munich's customs spokesman Thomas Meister told Bild, the German newspaper, that broke the news that their agency had initiated criminal tax proceedings because the watch should have been registered since it was an import. Oh, come on. He's passing through Germany to go to Austria for some kind of auction for charity, and it's his watch. The piece of jewelry in question, reportedly from the Swiss brand Audemars Piguet, worth more than $21,000. A source told Page Six that Schwarzenegger was never asked to fill out a declaration form, and he asked every question from customs or answered every question from customs officers honestly. He cooperated every step, even though it was an incompetent shakedown, a total comedy of errors that would make a very funny cop movie. The Terminator star, who appeared dressed with a jacket featuring an American flag on it and circular glasses, was seen smiling at the camera. We're told Schwarzenegger agreed to prepay potential taxes on the watch, even though it's his personal property. But officers allegedly had an issue using a credit card machine for up to an hour. Schwarzenegger was then brought to a bank to withdraw from an ATM, but the amount exceeded the funds and the bank was already closed. This sounds like a third world, like a banana republic shakedown. This is Munich. This is Germany.
Isn't that like where he's from?
No, he's Austrian.
Oh.
This is nuts. Arnold Schwarzenegger and like criminal proceedings. I mean, what kind of racket are they running? This does not look good for Germany. And then Arnold then went off on a rip, and it's like he said, listen to this. So we hope Germany spends as much energy turning around their economy as they do asking for tax payments from people's property they bring into the country. And we hope next time they don't make him pay taxes on his suits. There's a statement from Arnold's people.
They all talk like this.
I mean, this is insane.
Why did he go along with it? He's Arnold.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know that you necessarily want to defy the German authorities.
He's commando, bro.
Yeah, he's a 76-year-old man now.
I was watching a video of him. You know how he smokes his cigar? He dunks it in the whiskey.
It's not a tumor.
And then I smoke it.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Wait, what was that?
Was that?
I'll be back.
I don't remember that part of the movie.
Andrew, who put the toot at the end of the Arnold? Who did that?
I'll be back.
Is that the Wendy Williams clip?
Where did that come from? What is that?
It's a mashup of Wendy. Yeah.
What the hell? That is so weird.
Oh my God.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely.
Sorry.
I apologize.
And then she just hacked up a lung.
All right. First of all, whoever's tampering with our audio files and adding farts to all the sound effects, well done. Thank you. That's hysterical.
Who did that?
I'll show them.
Somebody screwed with my Arnold Schwarzenegger sound effect. Are my audio drops booby trapped now with toots?
Oh my God, that'd be so funny.
All right, guess what? I've got to talk about the law. Ladies, what time is it? 8:38. 8:38 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And yes, we're still in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show every time here. Couple of, now it's time for the MJ Morning Show, then the law and you. Do you know that dumping a body in Florida is only a misdemeanor?
Really?
What? So... Now,
killing the person is still a felony, though, right?
Yeah. But
so now, like, if you're that friend who'll bury a body with a friend, I mean, really, are you that good of a friend? It's just a misdemeanor.
As of right now, if you dump a body, it's only a misdemeanor. So it's essentially, like a speeding ticket. So
is this if you find a dead body and dump it, or I don't understand? That can't be right.
I mean, if you find it, you'd have to pick it up to dump
it, right?
Guys,
listen. If you're involved in some kind of a crime, and forget about whatever felonious activity took place to produce the body in the first place, if you have a body, if you're going all Goodfellas style in the back of a big old Oldsmobile or something in the trunk, and you got the shovels ready, you got Joe Pesci on the scene or whatever, and you got shovels going on. All right, so if you have a body and you dump it, right now, it's only a misdemeanor in the state of Florida. There is a bill that has been presented to make it a felony. Oh, you think?
That doesn't sound like something you can do by itself.
What if you go to your mom's house after and then have some spaghetti and meatballs and she shows you a painting of a guy looking this way and the guy looking that way?
The dogs are looking different ways.
Yes,
yeah. And you realize that was Martin Scorsese's mom.
Yeah. She was in a bunch of his movies.
Yeah.
Did you know that picture came from a National Geographic article?
I have that picture.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Dumping a body in Florida is only a misdemeanor, and it's a fact that limits what investigators can do to solve certain crimes, but that could change. It was reported on Monday by WFTV. That's, is that Channel 9 Orlando? I think it is. Anyway, so a Lake County mother was advocating for a change to state law after her daughter's body was dumped on the side of the road in 2020. Now, a former Palm Bay detective, a local state senator, and the Orange County Sheriff's Office are all supporting a bill that would make it a third-degree felony to dump a body on the side of the road. Oh, you think? How is it only a misdemeanor to dump a body in Florida? All right. The next legal item, law news here on the MJ Morning Show. One of our senators, Froggy, can you name our 2 U.S. senators here in the state of Florida?
I refuse to take any of your dumb quizzes.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I refuse to take your quiz.
Say it again?
I will not take your quiz.
What?
I refuse to answer.
You don't know?
Yes, I do.
All right, then name even one of the U.S. senators here in Florida.
Ace Frehley.
Come on, man. Be serious.
Peter Criss.
What?
Marco Polo.
All right, stop.
Marco Rubio.
Marco, you what?
The guy with the heels.
That's the Governor DeSantis.
Oh, the other one, Marco Rubio. Marco the Rube. EO.
Dude, you actually, I'm sort of impressed. You actually do know one of our U.S. senators in Florida is Marco Rubio.
See?
Do you know the other? Because every state has how many senators?
76.
All right.
2.
All right. Yes. So
in between 2 and 76.
With the House of Representatives, how do they determine how many House seats are in a state?
Well, you got the legislative, you got the executive, you got the judicial.
How do they determine?
Stop quizzing me. This isn't quiz the crap head. What year is this?
He was born a citizen. Doesn't need to take the test.
Yeah. You're giving me the dumb test. I passed it.
The U.S. House of Representatives is based on population, whereas the U.S. Senate, every state has 2 senators. Roxanne, did you look this up?
No, I didn't. My hands are up.
So he said Marco Rubio.
Yes.
Who's the second senator in Florida?
Used to be governor, Rick Scott.
Right. Okay. So Rick Scott is the junior senator.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to this. Senator Rick Scott has introduced legislation to make swatting a federal crime. I support that.
Good.
I do. I really do.
Because it eats up so many resources when it happens. It could be dangerous.
We had the story earlier in the week that someone swatted the White House. Somebody called 911 in D.C. and said that the White House was on fire, smoke was coming out, people were trapped. And D.C. sent like every fire engine in the city to the White House. And they were swatted. Then remember, I went over the list of all of the celebrities that have been swatted. People calling 911 saying there was a home invasion, there was a hostage situation, shots fired. And then, a lot of places that, it's happened numerous places around the country, but L.A. had I believe, the biggest concentration of swatting where people call up, make a false report. The police come screaming. They think there are gunshots. Anyway, Senator Rick Scott here in Florida, as well as Tommy Tuberville, Mike Rounds, 2 other senators, introduced the Preserving Safe Communities by Ending Swatting Act. Expands the federal criminal hoax statute to specifically prohibit swatting. And if anybody would perform swatting by calling 911 and reporting a fake crime to get a massive police or a fire response, that would be, if this passes and signed into law, this would provide for a 20-year prison sentence, up to 20 years in federal prison for swatting. And you know what? Those swatting situations could get very dangerous.
Sure.
And
the cops come with their guns out because they think they're going to get something hostile on the other side of the door.
Exactly. And then Ashton Kutcher comes out, and then he gets of real people. So if you would take a real image and then alter it so to make somebody look nude and then post a pornographic image, that there's a proposal and a bill introduced to make that a federal crime as well.
So like if you put Joe Biden's head on a naked dude, that's a federal crime.
Listen, I don't think it's as much of a public figure because that might be parody, but just unsuspecting individuals that would be the victim of somebody producing one of those, those fakes.
I don't know how I feel about that one. If a full frontal photo of me were being distributed, I would hope it's digitally altered. I mean, please. Nobody wants to see 2 belly buttons.
Dude, it's somebody who has a normal photo turned into somebody turned
2 belly buttons.
Just knock it off.
1, 2.
Listen, that should be a federal law. I agree. For innocent people to have these what they call them, deep fakes. And that's a big problem. Deep fake videos, deep fake photos. being able to have people appear in a video with their voice that's all altered and computer generated. Yeah, we've got to have laws against that. And it just sucks when an innocent individual is shamed or it's some kind of a revenge act with like a deep fake porn. So I would support that as well. All right, tipping is out of hand, as we know. We've talked about tipping. I've got a new tipping out of control story coming up. So another out of control tipping story. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Also, man boobs. Do you have man boobs? You got to hear some new medical information or inflammation when it comes to man boobs, and that's just scratching the surface. So as we bring an hour and 20 minutes plus of MJ Morning Show to a close, guess what? We have another huge chunk of the MJ Morning Show coming up in just a mere matter of moments. And also, folks, did you notice that when I said man boobs that Fester just poked right up? Did you see that?
You got moobs.
What poked up was my second belly button.
Really, Fester?
You really should stop.
Yeah.
Talking to me or him?
Obviously you.
Yeah, I think, Fester, you need to stop.
I don't give a crap.
All right, another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show coming up next here on Q105. Stand by. Want to welcome... Again, out of control tipping requests. Next, MJ Morning Show. just about to cross into the final hour and the 9 o'clock hour here on the MJ Morning Show. So I'm about to talk about man boobs, and listen, I looked at Fester when I mentioned, hey, we got a man boob warning story.
Because I'm the bustiest guy in the studio, big deal.
You are. Listen.
Bustiest person.
Well, but
I mean, they're big.
Folks, again, I'm concerned. Fester's been doing something incessantly in the studio. It's really the last month or two that I've been noticing this, and it really sort of came out of the blue. So Fester's been doing something in the studio a lot.
I'm doing it now.
Roxanne, Froggy, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he sweats a lot. He yawns a lot. He's angry a lot. What?
It's the yawn. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you know what, Froggy? You add all this stuff together.
It's a lot.
Is something going on with Fester? Because Fester, seriously, I've noticed that you have yawned. During one show, I've seen you yawn more than I think I'd seen you yawn in 18 years previously.
Don't talk about it.
Stop.
You can't talk about it.
Listen, stop exaggerating.
I'm not talking. Mentioning yawning, seeing yawning is a
faking. No, stop faking it now. I mean, you're doing the real yawn thing, and I'm just concerned. And then wait a minute, guys. You walked out of the room. Roxanne and Froggy, you guys were out of the room during the last commercial break. I'm standing here. And guess what? Let me show you a picture. I'll hold this up to MJ TV. Take a look at this.
Oh, what?
Look at that.
Oh, no. Again?
Again. Hey, Roxanne, take a look at this. Take a look at that. That's Fester doing that. I
caught him a couple weeks ago live.
I'm asking Fester a question, and he's not answering me. I look up, and he's fast asleep.
Oh, wow.
All right, I'm holding this up to MJ TV right now.
You narcoleptic or something?
No, I'm a micro napper.
Yeah, how can you do that? Is it your body type that allows you to just hunker down and nap in a seated position?
Yeah, I'm jealous. I can sleep anywhere.
Do walruses fall asleep like at any time?
Bears hibernate.
Yesterday during a break, he was napping on the couch.
Yeah, we have a little that little ugly brown couch back there by the broken pool table.
Are you holding down like a Circle K gig in the middle of the night?
Listen,
what's going on? I mean.
It's like summer school when the kid was a stripper at night and could never stay awake.
I'm a 24/7 operation. I get my micro naps when I can. You're playing what? Whatever song you were playing?
Shaggy.
Okay, fine.
Get it right.
What'd you play? Boombastic? Which one? I don't know. I was asleep.
Angel.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know. I was asleep.
I missed the Boombastic.
No, did you really fall asleep?
For a couple of seconds.
He was asleep.
How tired
I
are
fell
you?
asleep Monday on the air.
I'm talking to him, and he's sleeping. So
He's had 2 coffees. What does that do?
I don't know.
I'm looking down, and I'm looking at some stuff for this segment, and I'm talking to Fester. He's not answering me. So I look up, and he's fast asleep. So I snapped a picture of him.
Yeah.
Have you been kissing strangers? Maybe you have mono.
I'll kiss you.
Anyway, so on to the man boobs. Because, Fester, you do have the largest man boobs here in the studio.
Yeah, okay.
And, well,
I'm working on mine.
Good on you.
And I saw that. Listen, I'm concerned. Men with enlarged breast tissue, which people often call moobs or man boobs, face a higher risk of premature death before the age of 75, a new study warns. This condition, medically known as gynecomastia, typically results from a hormonal imbalance and affects between 1/3 and 2/3 of men, varying with age. So I'm just a little concerned here. So if you are a guy with moobs or man boobs, or you know a guy with man boobs, it raises the risk of an early death.
Oh, my God. I welcome death right about now.
What is your problem?
I mean, see, I'm not the only one recognizing this. Froggy, who is typically the most disjointed.
Wait a minute.
He's disjointed?
What are you talking about?
You know what? I'm sorry.
not very flexible.
I'm sorry. He is jointed because he's got joints all the time.
Okay. Yeah. You put me down as really getting old.
No,
what kind of picture are you trying to paint of all of them?
Yeah, for real. I run a multi-million-dollar business. What do you do? You yak on a mic.
Listen, Froggy, I'm giving you credit.
Sure.
Froggy, but you, seriously, all kidding aside, you are noticing that there are changes going on with Fester.
You are more wet than ever, and you are more tired than ever, and you are more grumpy than ever.
I've always been moist. B, micro napping is fairly new to me, and I'm still working it out.
It's more like you're micro-dosing on something.
I would.
You micro-dosing on shrooms?
I don't even like mushrooms.
Did you take different medication or like what? Something's changed.
I'm just happy to see you guys use the word micro without what you usually have follow it.
Penis.
Froggy, come on. Jeez, come on.
Answer your question.
Hey, I got a check in the mail. Remember I mentioned this?
Uh-huh.
I got a check in the mail.
Wait. Did we talk about man boobs? Are we done?
I just did. I said it raises the risk of early death. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
I'm sorry. I don't have a 45-minute lecture.
Remember when I said I welcome death?
Yes.
Roxanne's a reasonable part of it.
I got one of the Apple settlement checks in the mail. Remember we talked about recently these ridiculous class action lawsuits, and I got a check for like $1.10.
Yes.
We had a listener that sent me a picture of a check that they got for like 26 cents.
Right, 19 cents,
Yeah,
something
it
crazy.
cost 5 times more to mail the letter than what they got in settlement money. And apparently there are a bunch of Apple settlement checks that are going out. But some people are getting a check much more than what I got. And I think I've determined that at roughly the same time, there are 2 different Apple class action lawsuit settlements that are going out. And I have like 3 or 4 listeners that sent me emails this week in the last couple of days. Hey, MJ, I got a $92 check from Apple. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got a check too. Or from the law firm that's doing the settlement. And I'm like, I didn't get $92. I got a check for $26.18.
That's a pretty good haul for a class action suit.
Yeah, I can hold it up. It is. It's what, and some folks are getting $92. So this is the check. No, Andrew just said multiple phones. No. So this is the check. I'm holding it up to MJTV. So I got my check, and it says that I have to negotiate the check by May 15th. So hurry up and deposit it. So my check is from a class action lawsuit against Apple for replacement devices. And it wasn't mine, but I guess it was Julian's phone, I believe, that was under Apple Care and got a replacement. And I don't even know what it's about. But obviously, we were part of the class, so we get the settlement check. This one was Maldonado v. Apple et al. Case number blah, 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 and the stipulation, order second distribution. You are receiving this check because you're a class member who cashed a check from the initial disbursement of the settlement fund. All right, so that must have been like the $1.10 that I got. So I think this must be, because I don't have an iPhone, Julian and Chloe, I think both have had phones replaced under Apple Care, and clearly there's something there that some law firm filed a lawsuit against, so there's a class action. So I got $26.18 as a second check, but there are listeners that are getting checks for $92.17, and that's due to the lawsuit against Apple for device performance litigation. So mine is a replacement device class action suit, but there's another Apple lawsuit for device performance. So I don't have a $92 check, but I got a bunch of listeners that sent me like pictures of their check.
So what's the name of the lawsuit?
Well, the one that I got was the replacement device lawsuit against Apple, but then other listeners are getting the performance litigation. That maybe things didn't perform. The process. Who knows?
Did you say Maldonado?
Yeah.
Isn't that Joe Exotic's real name?
It is. That's right. Joe Exotic from the Tiger King. It's Joseph Maldonado.
Really?
He sued Apple?
No, it's not the same That's not
Apple
the
never
same
recover.
Maldonado.
Never recover from
I'm financially ruined. I'll never recover from this.
That's what Steve Jobs said. I'm financially recovered from this. I'll never financially recover from this class action lawsuit. So, all right, tipping is out of control. We know this. We've talked about this.
Fester's yawning.
Are you all right?
Fester's just sitting there yawning.
You got me
so
into a yawning
loud.
phase.
Dude, I mean,
It's so distracting.
I mean,
I'm yawning quietly.
dude, something is wrong with you.
I think it's just turning into a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I'm tired.
You can't fight it. Jeez.
You have to go see a doctor.
You can't fight a yawn.
Why don't you take a
Froggy.
Vibrant?
Something is causing you to yawn 30 times a show.
Yeah, you bring it up.
Now it's a fake.
Yeah, the one I thought was real.
Now it's a fake.
And
Come
it was
on.
deep. All right, sorry, continue.
All right, so on to the tipping stuff. And it's out of control. We've talked about it a ton of times on the program. Maybe we should take some late calls on this. Oh, I also got to get to the 9-10 must. Maybe I won't take calls. But what are you laughing at?
Just wait how you lay it all out.
Well, guess what the latest is? A bride is so pissed off. A bride-to-be is so aggravated that she's at a bridal boutique. She's picking out her wedding dress. Salesperson is helping her pick out her wedding dress. And as she's buying the wedding dress, she's asked for a tip. Are you freaking kidding me?
I mean, wedding dresses are expensive. And it's an item. It's a retail item.
All right, we got to fight back. You know, you leave a tip for a server at a restaurant. Yeah, good food, good service. You leave a 20% tip at least. All right? But all of these other places that are suddenly asking for tips, you know, I spend $1,200 for, you know, the dogs at the kennel for 2 weeks. So $1,300 bill, and then the tip screen comes up. It's like, and it's like 18%, 20%, 25%. What do you? Yeah, I'm gonna leave another $300, $400 tip on already. Come on, all of these places where there was never an expectation for a tip, it's now out of control. We've talked about this for a couple of years now on the show. Probably since we've been back for almost 3.5 years, the out of control tipping culture. And I just say no. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not going to be bullied into leaving a tip. This bride to be all pissed off that the person that helped her at the bridal salon wanted a tip for helping her with pulling dresses off the rack.
As embarrassed as you are to say no, they are equally as unembarrassed to ask for it. If they ask 100 people and 15 say okay. That's found money.
It's free. It is. You're 100% right. It's free money. Doesn't make it right. And I just think, and it's annoying a lot of people. Like I can go to, you know what? Hold on, folks. I'm going to push back. I want to go to phones on this. I do. So I do have the 9-10 must-hear story, which is this time of the year, affairs, extramarital issues begin this time of the year for a certain reason.
I would think would happen in the spring. Birds and the bees.
Hang on.
Mating season.
At a certain place. Hang on. I got the 9-10 must-hear story. Is going to be a little late because I want to go to phones here. How about some more tipping calls? Because we've done this before. I just think it's ridiculous. A bridal boutique and the person helping the bride-to-be with a new dress is hands out for a tip? Come on. And Roxanne, what's the range for a dress? You can spend what, $500 to what, 10,000 or more?
Yeah, more than 10,000.
Yeah.
I mean, big range there. Yeah, I would say 500 to double-digit thousands.
Was this like at David's Bridal, or was it like a specialty boutique, or I mean, what kind of place was it?
A bride to be shocked after being guilted into leaving a tip at a boutique where she bought the bridal gown. An engaged woman was mortified. Ina Josipovic, 30 years old, shot a video, put it up on social media. This happened in Salt Lake City out in Utah is where this happened. Look at the phones. All the lines are, I didn't even give out the phone number. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047 is the number. So if you want to key off the latest ridiculous tipping story at a bridal salon, or if you have another ridiculous... Who's crinkling? What?
Sorry.
Froggy has the noisiest cookie pack over here.
I'm trying to open the cookies, and I'm having a hell of a time doing it.
Why?
Sorry.
You gotta have cookies in the middle of our on-air segment?
No, I was trying to do it quietly. I even took off my mic.
Anyway, phones are going out of control here again on the tipping issues. Let me start with Angela in Tampa. Angela, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, MJ, how are you?
Doing fine. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the whole bridal dress thing is ridiculous. However, I want to represent the Door Dashers in Tampa. When you order DoorDash food, they charge ridiculous fees, but the Door Dashers don't receive hardly any of that. So,
So I guess you're a Door Dasher, Angela. Is that correct?
I try to be, but it's frustrating because it seems like since COVID and there's contactless deliver,
Yep.
they don't have to face us, so they're like, oh, I don't have to tip. But sometimes we have to drive 10 miles for $2.
Yeah, listen, the delivery driver should be tipped that's bringing you the food. So that's
right.
So
right.
Angela, I see. I don't use DoorDash. I've never had food delivered to the house. I don't use DoorDash or Uber Eats. You know, if I want it, I go get it, or we eat out, or if we're taking out, I go get it. I don't have anything delivered. I want full custody of my food. But listen, if you're working hard, you're delivering people's food, you're dropping it off at the front door. Yes, Angela, I concur with you.
Yeah, I just want to let the people know that those fees that they're getting charged, we are not getting that. So please give us a couple extra dollars.
There you go, Angela. Thanks for the call.
You need a union.
Yep.
I just have to bring up something important about that wedding dress.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't she work off commissions? So you get money based on that sale. If you're a salesperson, you get commission.
I would imagine,
and then you get a tip too.
Well, I would imagine maybe some bridal boutiques do work off commissions, and maybe some don't.
Right?
Not all do. Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie wants to comment on the tipping at the dog kennel. Yeah, Bonnie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing, MJ?
What's the story?
All right, the story is, this is Bonnie from BMW.
Yep.
I also worked in a kennel, and any place that you should leave a tip is at the kennel. It's not just scooping poop and feeding dogs. They have a lot of anxiety. Those are your four-legged children. If any place you should give a tip, it's there.
Bonnie, Bonnie, but listen, I took our dogs to the kennel for the last 30 years. You know, tons of different dogs. But suddenly, after 30 years, the kennels want tips out of nowhere. So why weren't there tips being asked for the past 30 years?
Because everyone's asking for tips now. But if any place, the keeper should have been getting a piece of that all the time. They cuddle your dog.
I've got a $1,400 kennel bill. I'm not leaving another. I'm not leaving another $200, $300, $400 on top of.
Keepers get that.
What?
I don't see that money. The establishment gets that money.
That's not my fault.
Well, those are your four-legged children. If you want to,
Bonnie, you're not gonna guilt me. I'm sorry, you're not gonna guilt me into tipping.
I'm not trying to guilt you. I'm trying to see reality.
All right.
Those are your four-legged children.
I got it.
That's right, Bonnie.
They have anger.
What if I have a dog with an amputation? Is it now a three-legged child?
We should take care of those too.
I bet
Bonnie,
you do.
Can you say something for me, Bonnie? You sound like
they need to be exercised. You have a grumpy.
You sound like the old lady from the Wedding Singer.
Separated.
Can you say something?
Hey, Bonnie, can you? Froggy has something for you.
Say.
What?
You want to try one of my meatballs?
What?
Never mind.
All right, so Bonnie, listen. Thank you for giving MJ a piece of your mind. You're absolutely right.
It's the truth. It's more than just scooping poop and feeding them.
Do you know what it's like, Bonnie? It's like they're your four-legged children.
Bonnie, thanks for the call. Always great to hear from you. Let me grab Gavin in St. Pete. Gavin, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Bonnie's pissed.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Gavin. My mind on tips is that I do not think that you should have to go to a restaurant, sit down, wait 45 minutes to get your meal, have to pay $235 for that meal, and then have to give the waitress a $20 tip for giving you your food. And
well, $20 tip on $235 is a pretty crappy tip.
I said 20%.
Oh, I thought you said $20.
I said $20.
Yeah, all right. Gavin, how old are you?
I'm 13.
What's your favorite $230 restaurant to go to?
Yeah.
Carmelitas. I have a really big family.
Carmelitas. That's a lot of Mexican food for $2.30.
It's great.
Yeah. Hey, Gavin, thanks for the call and thanks for listening, pal.
What an age gap.
You're welcome. I'm a regular listener.
Well, I love
Thank
that.
you.
No, but Gavin, seriously, at a restaurant, if you get good service, that's customary. That's from the beginning of time to leave a tip for good service. My complaint, Gavin, is all of the new places where everyone has their hand out for a tip. It's out of control. Thanks, Gavin. Have a great day. Andrew is in Brandon. Andrew, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Daily listener.
Thank you.
Did Bonnie really just pitch that you should tip at the kennel because your dog has anxiety when you're out of town?
No.
Was that literally what she...
I thought she said the workers had anxiety.
Dear Lord. Hey, you're not going to believe this one. I got 2 points here real quick.
Yep.
Number one, I can...
Do you like turtles?
What's that?
Do you like turtles?
No.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Go ahead. Is this the turtle? This is the turtle. Not the turtle guy.
No. Turtle guy's in Brandon too, but he's not going to get us.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Andrew. Go ahead.
So, you're not going to believe this. So, you're going to clown me, but I still get the newspaper, right?
That's cool. That's
I don't know if you guys know this, but
you know what? I would still get the newspaper if it came every day, but the Tampa Bay Times, Wednesday and Sunday? It's like, why even bother?
That's where I'm headed.
Yeah.
It only you get the online, you can read it online.
Yeah,
So
I know.
You still
I know.
get it, but it's not paid. The print version, you're right, MJ, only comes on Wednesday and Sunday. I get my bill in the mail. It has a place for carrier tip. Number one, you're coming to my house twice a week. You're already in my neighborhood, dropping it off to others. And what am I tipping on? The expertise and the care you gave when you tossed it into my driveway. I mean, it's and here's the thing I haven't heard you guys bring up yet. And yes, you talk about the size of the bill and what you should tip on, what you shouldn't, et cetera. But you have to remember, in the hospitality business, the bartenders, the servers, the people like that are getting paid a much lower amount. I think it's 5-something now, lower than minimum wage, because it's understood that they are in a tip-generated, tip-heavy, service-related business. All these other people with their hands out are not making $5 an hour. They're making 15, 18, 20, 22. So it all needs to stop. It's out of control. I agree with you. And hey, about Fester Biden over there dozing off. Hey, Fester, you're not going to believe this.
Lay it on me.
I like turtles.
I told you.
Oh my
I
gosh.
told you.
He got us.
I told you.
He got
The
us.
first time I've ever called her, then he hangs up. Quickly, Anonymous in St. Pete. Anonymous, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Go fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a restaurant on Treasure Island called Brits. It was next to a McDonald's that got tore down. They have a little sheet on the bottom of their cash register that says a tip for $2.95. At least it was 6 months ago, and it was for the person who was bagging your food. And I said, wait a minute. If I want to tip them, it's my choice, not yours. I spend my money the way I make it. I work, and it's my way to spend the money. And she goes, no, that's what we do, and that's what it is. And I looked at her and I said, guess what? You know how long I've been coming in here. You've just lost a customer. See ya.
Yeah, I don't like forced tip situations. You know, I'm not a fan of that. Thank you, Anonymous. Amy, 2 more, and then I got to move on. And I gotta get to the 9-10 must-hear story, which is not going to take a long. I will do it in this segment, so we'll go a little long in this segment today. 3 more calls. Mary, Amy, Samantha, stand by. We'll talk to Mary now in Tampa. Mary, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hello, I'm calling about Bonnie.
Yeah.
She said that we need a tip because they're taking care of your 4-legged children. What about daycares that they take care of our actual human children?
Our 2-legged children. Yeah.
Exactly. Why would we tip daycare? They charge enough to take care of our actual human children. Why would you tip for a 4-legged children?
Listen.
Everybody has an angle.
Yeah, absolutely. Mary, thanks for the call. Amy in Clearwater. Amy, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Yahoo.
Yep.
Totally in agreement with the crew right here. You guys are usually spot on, about 99%. It's your choice. Like that guy said, you work hard for your money. It's your choice to tip or not. Retail? I worked in restaurants, bartending. I work at Target. I work for the Postal Service now. You do what you want to do with your money. I'm not going to tell you to tip me. That's bull crap. And I like turtles, too.
All right. Thank you, Amy. Have a great one.
Not have us
You guys going to start there. All right, last call on this. Samantha in Tampa, MJ Morning Show. Hello, Samantha.
Hi. I had kind of an embarrassing but awakening moment in Charleston, South Carolina this past weekend. We were there visiting, and we went into one of their foofy little coffee shops, and I got an $8 cup of coffee. And they're pushing you along in the line. And I don't know if you know this, but the word tip means to ensure proper service. That's what it comes from.
I thought it meant to ensure promptness.
No, prompt. That's only promptness is one word. Proper
That would be
service.
stupid.
Yeah, prompt service, whatever. All right, so go ahead, Samantha.
Okay, so we get in line and I order my latte, and it comes, and my two friends are in front of me, and the screen pops up, and it doesn't give you a choice. Like your total comes up, and it says, do you want to tip 10, 15, 18, or 20%? And then it says other. So I'm like, you're not going to be fooled by me. I click other, and then I tip $1. And so we sit down at the table, and my friends say to me, how much did you tip? And I said, $1. And they said, you just gave them 20%.
Yeah.
No, I just gave them more than that.
Yeah. So what you did was if you just selected 10% on the $8, that would have been 80 cents.
80 cents,
Yeah.
right. But then I did other, and I'm like, I'll show them. I'll just tip them $1. And I feel like they set you up for that when you're in a rush and you're standing in a line and everybody wants their coffee.
Was there a button for no tip?
No, there was no button for no tip.
Yeah. So what, you got to hit other and then put 0?
You have to hit other and then just hit enter.
You know, I've been noticing that some screens will say no tip, and then I'm seeing more and more where they don't give you like an escape hatch, or they don't make the escape easy.
They make you uncomfortable. Like when you say, where do I put no tip? They look at you like you're not going to give a tip.
Yeah. I'm going to come out to the parking lot and slash your tires. Thank you, Samantha. Good story.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, 9:25. You know, should I do the 9:10 story now, or should I just push it and so I don't get rushed?
Push it real good.
Push it, baby. Push it real good. Push it. Push it. Push it real good. All right, listen, I apologize. I'm going to push the 9:10 must-hear story first thing next. First thing in minutes, right? In moments here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Two college brothers, folks. From the, 40-year-old virgin. Also, I think they used this recently in a Budweiser commercial or something. What is this? Joy, the interpretation of some Johann Sebastian Bach, right? Yeah. Remember this? Wasn't this like the end of the 40-year-old virgin? They used this song? Yeah. You don't remember this, Fester?
I thought they used Age of Aquarius at the end of 40-year-old virgin.
I thought it was that. Anyway. All right, so maybe. Final chunk here on the MJ Morning Show, and it's 9:35, so hey, it's time for the 9:10 must-hear story of the day. Hey, we got into the whole tipping thing, and listen, it doesn't happen often. I'm sometimes on time, sometimes I'm a couple of minutes off. All right. So I'm way off on this one. The 9:10 must-hear story was this. Affairs start. What the hell's that?
It's a commercial because I pulled up the end of 40-year-old virgin.
Oh, dude.
Really?
Yes.
It is Age of Aquarius.
You
You're
are
correct.
blowing it today.
Oh, so what movie played that song at the end then?
Oh, that was a 40-year-old virgin.
What? Say it again?
40-year-old virgin?
With what song?
Age of Aquarius?
No, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what
What I said, I played, coming out of the commercial break, I played this as the rejoin bumper.
Oh, not like Boogie Nights.
Now, what?
Was it Boogie Nights?
Yes.
Was it Boogie Nights?
Okay. Yeah, the pool scene.
Yes. One movie about no sex, and the other movie about two
All
mixed
right.
sex.
All right, well, then it was also used in another movie.
I'm sure it was.
So this is 40-year-old virgin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Harmony and understanding.
Oh, God.
Sympathy.
All right, that's enough of that.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah. So from no sex and 40-year-old virgin to affairs. Lots of sex.
Yep.
Go ahead.
This time of the year, where do most affairs break out?
In the crotch?
Come on.
How's that? Oh, yeah.
Come on. Fester. I'm being stop. I'm being serious here. Church.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Rehab.
Dude, churches are riddled with affairs.
Gyms. Everybody's at the gym working out.
That's it. That's the answer.
Really?
That
Yep,
makes
you got
sense.
it. That is, yep. So this time of the year, the busiest month for gym memberships is January. It's after the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. People put on some weight. And see, I'm a bad gym customer because I ski just sun up, sundown. I ski from bell to bell for 2 weeks over Christmas. I came back.
What are you ripped? You're ripped and in shape when you come back.
I came back 8 pounds lighter.
Yeah,
So,
but a lot of people have New Year's resolutions. Hey, I'm going to work out. I'm going to, lose 50 pounds or whatever.
The gym is a busy place. The most gym memberships are written in January. That's why you see a lot of the specials. You see commercials or hear commercials on the radio for gym memberships. But it turns out that that's the place where affairs start. Number one place in the new year. Micro cheating, red flags. If your partner's going to the gym, be very, very careful because with millions of Americans joining the gym this month, they could be getting all sweaty with something else and not the rowing machine.
Who comes up with this stuff? If I was going to rank seasons to start an affair, winter would be my last season. I would pick spring, like I said, because mating season, birds and the bees. Then I would pick summer because everyone's in their bathing suits.
Hold on,
then I would pick fall. Fall for someone.
Roxanne, the explanation is right in front of you. It's because these people are getting to the gym, they're working out. You have commingling of men and women. But
it's dry January, so people are making good decisions.
I guess they're still playing the Age of Aquarius at the end of the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Long bit.
All right, anyway.
Long segment, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Rox, I don't know that I would isolate a season to human mating. You're like, it's mating season. We're not like bears coming out of hibernation.
Yeah, but no, are you not aware that most people are born, the month where people are most likely to be born, I believe, is around February. So what were they doing 9 months earlier? Mating.
I don't know. My mating season's,
Listen,
never.
Research shows that testosterone can spike for up to an hour after heading to the gym. And this behavior can have an extraordinary effect on your sex drive. And that's why gyms are a hotbed for affair seekers this month in January. So that's the science, okay? That's the psychology.
I just don't picture people walking in and out of the gym like, oh, I'm so pumped up. I want to go. I'm having an affair now.
My old lady can rest easy. I haven't seen the inside of a gym in 22 years. Gym? What's that?
That might be too soon, actually.
I just walked in by mistake. I thought it was an ice cream store. Well, you guys sell smoothies? Oh, they're protein smoothies? Never mind.
Did you hear about this, that the Department of Transportation, the U.S. Department, that they're threatening states? So if you have states that get highway dollars or transportation money from the feds.
I think they all do, right?
Yeah, well, they all do. For the most part, they all do. I think, didn't we just turn down some federal money for something for some political reasons? Or I thought that we did something where we turned down money in Florida. But every state gets federal tax dollars, federal money for roads and highways. And the feds, this is insane. The feds are now threatening and warning states that for those big message boards, the highway traffic status boards or the message boards, we have them all around Tampa Bay, that the feds are saying, the U.S. Department of Transportation telling states and their departments of transportation, like FDOT here in Florida, CDOT out in Colorado,
LDOT.
What's that, Louisiana?
Yep.
Right. So they're telling these departments of transportation around the country, no more funny, humorous signs. Because sometimes you'll have like a memorable message trying to convey some safety. Like I've got some pictures. I got some examples here. Like, avoid a cruel summer. Buckle up. It's a cruel. So
it's a song. Yeah.
It's a little play here. Here's another example. Here's a sign. Where was this? This was, I don't know where this was, but it's one of those digital highway signs. Santa sees you when you're speeding. Santa sees you when you're speeding. So the
Funny,
feds,
cute.
It is, and it gets the message across. Here's another one
So cute.
for 4th of July. Here's a highway sign: "Don't drive star-spangled hammered."
Okay.
That gets so the feds are freaking out and they're threatening states. Hey, we're going to cut your highway money if you don't stop with the humorous signs. Who's the freaking curmudgeon that's telling states stop getting in many cases that makes the message memorable and you actually read it instead of some mundane, typical run-of-the-mill message. So the government, the feds this is just government interference and bureaucratic BS is what it is.
It's Pete Buttigieg.
Get me Pete Buttigieg on the phone.
Buttigieg.
Man.
Pete.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Last month, they released, I guess, a manual advising messaging should be simple, direct, brief, legible, clear.
And unfunny.
And exactly. No more cracking smiles. No more having a message that maybe gets people to read it, remember it, and still gets the point across. Oh, no, that's just too common sense.
But what was the one about Santa again? He sees you, but what if you
sees
see
you
that,
when you're speeding?
What if you see that sign and you're like, what does that say? Does he say sees you when you're sleeping? Sees you? Wait, what are the lyrics again? Let me Google this.
You are such a...
And then you crash your car.
You are a government mark.
You know what? You got bureaucracy written all over your face.
Literally with a Sharpie. Who did that?
Get a government job.
How long would I last?
Oh, look at this. Here's another sign for Thanksgiving time. Feeling stuffed? Your seatbelt always fits. So the government would have a problem with that. Come on. That's ridiculous.
That's clever stuff.
Yeah,
man.
the feds are putting an end to humorous highway signs. What a joke.
The jokester at the DMV's been given his pink slip. What?
We got to get out of here. Oh, we got to give away some concert tickets, man.
We do.
Let's put a cherry on top with some Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets. Hey, Froggy, I want you to bust out into a Chicago song right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
I hate Chicago. The city?
Oh, the band.
Oh, the band. Oh,
yeah.
Give me. I can't think. I get them
Froggy,
confused.
Chicago, now go.
I get them confused
just start.
with
Go.
Boston.
Go. Just sing.
And Journey.
Just sing. Go ahead. Just sing a Chicago song.
Hold on. We got humming
Roxanne over
Roxanne.
here. Froggy, go. Chicago.
Look at me, and I see in a world of imagination.
Is that from Willy Wonka?
It is. It's Willy Wonka.
Oh, that's not it? I thought you meant like Chicago.
Can you sing you don't know a Chicago song, do you?
I'm not a biggest fan of music. I'm giving up music.
So are we on the morning show?
Roxanne, were you humming?
Yeah, I was.
All right.
I was humming, will you still?
Sing it loudly.
Just
whispering it.
Sing it. Just sing the song.
I'm not going to sing.
What song is it?
Which
Will
you
one?
still love me?
Will you still love me tomorrow?
Wait a minute, that's not Chicago.
Yes, it is.
Is it, will you still love me tomorrow?
Oh,
it is. Okay, I guess it is. Will you still? All right. I guess it is Chicago. All right.
You sing a Chicago song, MJ.
You're the inspiration.
Oh, don't sing back up
It's
now.
a hard habit to break. Yeah.
All right, Froggy doing this duet with you.
Hard to say I'm sorry. Yeah.
Guys.
Stay the night.
That's a good one. I like that one. Too.
Save the day.
Is for fighting.
Park.
That's Saturday nights for fighting.
That's Elton John. All right, let's go. All right, Chicago with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Friday, August 16th at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. Caller number 35.
And if you don't win tickets, we'll do this again tomorrow. You can just listen to us.
Yeah, caller 35 right now, 800-990-1047. If you're the 35th caller, you win Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow, and let's be careful out there. Froggy. Wise ass.
Q105 app is your connection